Good evening and welcome back to Revolution. We are here for the Grandmaster Division final today between Torbulance and Actually Boosted. Joining me today on casting duties is Shy Guy, and on production duties we have Soldier. So welcome, Shy Guy, and what a match we have for the viewers today.
Yeah, this is what it's all coming down to. We're here at the grand finals after a long season of play between all these teams. It's down to just two. The home Discord favorites, Torbulance, perhaps going up against Actually Boosted, and I'm exceptionally excited for what we've got in store tonight.
That we do. Looking at both of these teams, Torbulance had a much different run to the finals than Actually Boosted did. Actually Boosted got through on 2 forfeits in a row in both the quarters and the semi-finals. So in reality, we haven't seen what their finals form is like.
Yeah, they're kind of just living up to their name right now a little bit. We haven't seen them tested, at least when it comes to the playoffs, just yet. So we'll get that chance here tonight as they go up against Torbulance.
Yep, Torbulance, as on the other hand, has had to play 2 matches in the playoffs. First, in the quarterfinals, they faced off against Seoul and won that quite comfortably. In the semi-final, they played against Illusion with a Z. That is, there was 2 Illusions in the GM division, which I was a little bit at the start of playoffs hoping for an Illusion versus Illusion final just for the sheer confusion. But anyway, we didn't get that. Instead, we got this, which I think is going to be a much better game. So they faced off against Illusion, and they won, which is revenge for Torbulance from the regular season as well. So Torbulance have great momentum coming into this match.
Yeah, and speaking of revenge, it's going to be an opportunity for Actually Boosted here tonight. Back in the regular season, these two teams went head-to-head. Turbulence pulled off the reverse sweep to get the win over Actually Boosted. So there's some history here, and I think it tells us that we're in for an entertaining series.
That we are indeed, and it looks like the control map we go to will be Oasis. And just as a reminder, given that this is the grand final, this will be a first to 4, the first team to win 4 maps. The team that wins will be the first to win 4 maps. So they're a bit longer than all the other matches we already used to this season, and we could be in for a long. If it's a close match, we could be in for a long night.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, there's potential, considering that this is a first to 4, not a best of 7, that we could be headed to 8, 9 maps, even potentially if we get some ties thrown in there. Fingers crossed that either way, I'm excited to see potentially going the distance. It's going to be a fantastic series, and we're going to kick it off on University.
Yep, that little pit in the center, not as deep as the well on Ilios Well, but still a good place to put the opponents if you don't want to deal with them now. We'll deal with you later. Pop them in the well. Why does the university have a well? I mean,
it seems really dangerous, to be honest.
Place. And Downbolt, I don't really pretend to understand the technology down here, but what even is this place? Why is a library? You know what? Let's not question the architecture. It was designed probably by, I don't know who it was designed by.
I don't know. The architecture of it kind of reminds me of like the Jedi Temple from the prequels a little bit.
Yeah.
It gives me that kind of vibe, especially with all the droids you got floating about everywhere.
And the rather bland coloring as well.
Yeah, definitely. But let's get right into it, as both these teams going to be rolling out with double shield combos to start it off. The Reinhardt out for Alias, though, gives them a little bit more of a kind of brawly composition, especially with that Reaper May.
Oh, speaking of, wow, Actually Boosted going for a wild flank under the point here. Of course, they've got a little bit of time available to them before the control point unlocks, so this if they confuse Turbulence enough, this could pay off for them.
Yeah, they've been spotted out there, but the fight is going to come through. Everybody through the choke, but no one down just yet.
Oh, as the Alias is the first to fall in that fight, doing a great job there. Arakusu falling as well. Fortunately, the wall from Torbulance, not enough to cut the Actually Boosted off, but they're able to eventually get the kills they need and take first control of the point.
Actually boosted, they go for the cheeky strat to start it off, but eventually they kind of rush in and then back themselves into a corner and just lose out on that close range fight. Now they're going to back off and have to try to come at it from a more conventional angle this time.
That they will, and we see what here hiding in the corner, just waiting for a little shotgun surprise. Oh, a great Hulk coming through from Noro to pull back the members of Actually Boosted, stop them getting in the room, and then they're able to make use of that wall to cut them off. Nexel, though, all that damage going onto their team has built up the Coalescence, which they unleash straight away. Noro is the first to fall in this fight. Tony with a Coalescence of their own, and a Blizzard as well. A very quickly built by Air. Tabugi throws themselves in the middle of that. Alias as well is going down with both the tanks gone from Actually Boosted. It will be very difficult for them to keep fighting out on this point. As I say that, Tabugi willing to go for it, throwing in the Blizzard, unfortunately, throwing it on the edge. Turbulence able to kite it back, but with that retreat, they're able to get it because of what in the back line comes through with the Death Blossom, counter Death Blossom from Harakusu to mirror here. And in the end, Actually Boosted will be the ones that end in control of the points. Although Air and Lura have something to say about that.
Yeah,
Air doing a really job of stalling.
Air alone just buys almost another 10% right now.
Back as well.
Oh, he doesn't get onto the
bit
plate
late
in time. That's a little unfortunate, but nothing too bad. 77% out of that fight, which was pretty much done 30 seconds ago. Torbulance gonna be pretty happy with that, but you called it. The mirrors of the ultimates just eventually working out in favor of Actually Boosted. Anything you can do, I can do better. And now they hold the point. They've got the Earth Shattered ready to go.
Yeah, and the Gravitic Flux open up from Essel, comes back with that ultimate still intact. Alias gets slammed down, but manages to survive on top of the wall. We see Coalescence. Tony is on the other side from their team. Both the Coalescences are going in the same direction. Earthshatter there from Alias, not getting much done, but the Supercharge is out as well. And that is favouring Actually Boosted. They're able to make better use of it. And I suppose theirs didn't get killed, which probably helps them. Tabugi goes down at the end, but Actually Boosted will remain in control of the point.
And that's exactly what they needed. A very tense fight right there as both teams really committing to that last engagement and holding on. So crucial for Actually Boosted. T-Boogie going to be back up to that Blizzard, pretty early on into this next fight. That's going to be the one major tool that they have to try to hang on.
Oh, a good fire strike there from Alias, building up a lot of ult charge on that Reinhardt. As we see, Turbulence pushes onto the point. Oh, Constant goes low, but he's getting healed up. Lewis Sound Barrier keeping Turbulence alive here, and Essel's frozen and gets out of it, gets frozen in the Blizzard again. They're able to make great use of that big freeze. What comes in over the top? 3 kills off the Death Blossom. The Blizzard as well will help Turbulence clean up, and it looks like they might have the numbers here on the point to clean up. It'll depend on how fast they can kill off Constant here. And
a little bit of stall coming in for Actually Boosted, and the Death Blossom going to be committed as well. Not going to find anything. They might have overdone themselves.
Yeah, the Earthshatter comes in from Alias. Noro's able to fortify out of that, and unfortunately Alias gets frozen and killed at the same time. Essel going down, so it's an even trade on the point. See what Watt's doing. Oh, Tabugi's come back on the Doomfist. Punches Lure into a wall. That's the Lucio out of the fight. Another supercharger from Constant as well as the Sound Barrier, and Turbulence not able to get onto the point. Actually Boosted going 1-up here on Oasis.
That swap over the Doomfist from T-Boogie is just round changing right there. It really turns that fight on its head when he's able to get back so quickly and start having an impact immediately. Those rocket punches coming through clutch for Actually Boosted as they take the early lead.
Yes, they are. As we move on to City Center, it's just City or... Anyway, the big round one with the big round thing in the middle. That's what matters. We're seeing some composition changes coming through from both teams. The Farah's coming out. So I think... they're speed boosting out because we don't see any Mercies on the... Okay, yes. The speed boosting the team's out.
Yes, both Cal and Lure are going to be making that swap. As still interesting compositional differences here. The Batiste and the McCree on the side of Turbulence. They want to give as much help in that Farah duel as possible.
Then McCree's not going to do much help if they're dead. To Boogie with the first kill there. Cal going very low. but is able to get away, surviving that. Oh, Lewis stunned out of the air. I think that was a great accretion from Alias. The pharmacy taking it down. What a great start from Actually Boosted. They will get first capture.
Yeah, and that is just beautiful stuff. They isolate the McCree, and without that threat, Arikusu can just go wild. The Rock, as you said, fantastic right now, and they're keeping up the aggression right now. Another accretion, another kill on Delore.
It's not Mercy's day here. Rocks to the face. Laura doing their Labrador impression at the moment, just eating rocks.
And now it's going to be difficult for Torbulance to try to fight their way back in here. They're at an ult disadvantage. They're positionally at a very significant, down disadvantage. And now they've got
stunned in the air again. To what? A flying Doomfist takes out the Mercy. What is this? Anyway, next to with the Coalescence as well, pushing through on Noro, and Actually Boosted, making great use of that ultimate to push forward, and they will get the remaining kills. They lose to Boogie in the meantime, but that's not really going to matter in the long run.
No, not at all, especially with the speed at which he can get back into the fight. This time he's managing to get in on the action of killing off the Mercy. Just absolutely incredible, using the jump pad to full effect right there. And now, this is looking very bleak for Torbulance. They haven't really been able to build up much in the way of ult charts. They'll have the high noon, they'll have the amplification matrix. That's really it right now.
So that amplification matrix comes out. Arikusu with the barrage gets taken out in the middle of it after getting one kill. Of course, that standing still as a target makes it easy for air. What with the dies in the middle of the high noon. Great work from Alias there. Unfortunately, there's that ultimate shut down. A lot of ultimates used by Actually Boosted in this fight, but they have some left to remaining though.
Yes, but now they're having to make swaps. Noro over to the Wrecking Ball has to go up 90% of a supercharger, and he might not even make it to the point.
Was that a supercharged accretion flying through the air, taking out the Pharah? Great win from Actually Boosted. They go 1-up in this series.
That was Team 2, not Actually Boosted.
Oh, not off the supercharger?
No, it said Team 2 wins. I was just making a joke. They didn't name their teams.
The lobby messing with us a little bit there, but Actually Boosted, they come out on fire here. Play this so beautifully on both of these points. City Center especially, like that was such a dominant performance from the entire team. It wasn't even one person popping off and taking over. Just everything about that was on point. Their ability to focus down the Mercy was so impressive.
And that's really important in the matches, in at least in the current meta. We do see a lot of teams, even if they're opting for the double shield composition, they're running the Pharmacy, and if you don't have anything to counter that Pharmacy, you often get run over. So it's great to see Actually Boosted has a plan to deal with, I believe it's air in the air?
Yes, I believe so. And that's just a really good sign for me, given that this is the first time I've gotten to see Actually Boosted play, to see them come out on map 1 and to already have the signs of that real cohesion that I love to see. Like being able to deal with that Mercy as the Sigma and Orisa as that tank duo is really promising to me, especially because that combo is going to be vital throughout the entire series.
Yes, it will. And we'll see. So we're already... Yes, I'll just ready us up. And so we'll move on to Escort now. We're moving on to Havana. So far, we haven't had any repeat maps of the last time these teams played off. But so far in the regular season and in the playoffs, neither of these teams have both played Havana. Neither of them have lost. So a good map for both of these teams.
Yes, and should be a really interesting one. I mean, Havana to me is still somewhat of it feels like a new map in a lot of ways. But teams are starting to figure out how to play it. You see quite a bit of Bastion on this first point in a lot of cases, and if teams aren't ready for that kind of static defense, then it can be really difficult to break through.
That it can, and it's a question of also if the defending team is running that Bastion, where do they set up? We sometimes see them set up at this the big corner where the road turns. But you also see them in the little pink house from the attacker's perspective to the right of where the cart first starts off. Sometimes we get close hold there. If it works, you get the second fight. So if it works long enough that you so wrong way around, sorry. Even if it doesn't work when you're there, you do get the second recontest near the end of the point. But if you take up the position like where Torbulance is taking up position now, even without the Bastion, you don't necessarily get a second fight. So putting all their hopes on this one particular corner.
Yes, but they are going to be going with a little bit more of a conventional composition, not dissuaded by the results of that last map. They're going to roll out here with the Pharaoh once again, and instead of the defensive Bastion, it's going to be a Rakusu back or on that hero for the first time tonight, trying to set up that mobile bunker, that pirate ship on the cart.
They will, and we see Nexel on the Ana as well, so definitely a lot of heals, a lot of burst heals available for the Bastion on the cart. So there is a shield's already down, waiting on that cooldown, or perhaps holding on to it. It's a great use of the cooldowns from actually the booster. They're doing that without an Orisa shield. They're able to get the cart up to this first corner, but this is where Torbulance will re-engage. Noro getting the first kill onto Arakusa there. Tony going down on the side of Torbulance, with Air getting the kill onto Constant. The attackers will be forced to fall back.
It's so difficult to get that pirate ship moving and get it going on this map because you've just got this one long lane that you've got to make your way down to really get in range and to get the Bastion into the proper setup. And the shields just get melted during that time. Now the Amp Matrix is wasted completely. Air will fall, but the res should be there momentarily.
It might still be on cooldown.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, they're going for it, yep. So actually boosters, they're not willing to stop. They notice the pharmacy's a little out of position, so they have a bit of breathing room to move up. Only after facing fire from that one direction. But with the Amp Matrix coming out from Torbulance, could be very difficult. Oh, there you go, the Dragon comes through. Splits off the tank line, have actually boosted. Alias and Constant caught out here, but they're able to get the job done. The cart catches up, provides them a little bit of cover. Torbulance, great use of the immortality field, keeping those members alive, but fortunately, not quite long enough. Actually boosted, finally able to get a couple of kills on the board here. Lures in Valkyrie form, just trying to keep Watt alive. The Dragons come through to Boogie as well, forcing Torbulance back even further. And then another Amp Matrix and Cal, building that really fast. And that looks like they are forcing Torbulance back.
Again, the tank line of actually boosted so far tonight has just been brilliant. And they do it again there. They really managed to take a forward position, set their team up beautifully for kills. Now Torbulance can't even get back to the point to contest.
Oh, sleepy night. No mercy. There you go, Nexel finishing that off. You earned it.
And now this double sniper setup, it completely takes Air out of the fight. Now he's going to have to swap over the Doomfist. A nice change here as we're headed into the distillery phase of this map. Just a lot more close quarters. He should be able to get some value out of this, but they've got to shut down T-Boogie and a Rakusu.
They do. Ooh, excuse me. So they will take... so the cart is being pushed through while Torbulance is waiting for the... reinforcements to come back. Nexel though with the first kill onto Essel. Great work here by actually boosted, getting the kills they need. This cart will keep making solid progress through, only needing to invest a supercharger there.
Oh, and now those Empress sites are going to make it very difficult for Torbulance to even get back in here to recontest. Just looks like they're going to give it up completely.
How did Nexel kill Tony?
That's a good question.
In any case, there you go. The Dragon comes from the defensive team. Torbulance contesting on the cart, but getting cut down. Arakusa here, uncontested, sitting on top of these giant vats, making short work, and that will be a very quick point B capture. 4 minutes 20 on the clock.
As soon as that Widowmaker got up in that position, there was really nothing that Torbulance was able to do to get them off. They, Air was trying his best to get back there on the Doomfist, but unable to make it happen. And right now, actually boosted, just storming through Havana.
Now we're going to see a Widow duel coming in. Now Arakusa and Watt going to duke it out on the sniper hero. Watt in the battlements. He gets stunned on the back line, but they're going to be all right. There you go. Sigma barrier used by Alias to force Watt to reposition. There's lots of damage going to the backline. Wow, of actually boosted the all the I guess the damage. Everyone piling on damage to the supports of actually boosted, and they're gonna have to fall back. The dragon comes through. There's a couple of kills going the way of going the way of actually boosted. So it's a weird fight on the card here. The reinforcements will come back for the attacking team a lot quicker.
And Alias now with the nano boost surging ahead. He's going right into their faces. Takes out the supercharger immediately. Looking for more now.
And oh wow, great Ana play there from Nixel. Managed to sleep Noro and then throw the biotic grenade onto the top of Torbulance. And that's what allowed them to finish off that fight.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff right now, and Torbulance continuing to be on the back foot here. They're going to have to find a way to recontest towards the tail end of this map. The Amp Matrix going to be how they try to do it. Got it set up right outside the spawn.
Oh, great stun onto air. Finishes them off. And the Amp Matrix on the attacking team, though, will kind of nullify any advantage there the defenders had from the Amp Matrix. They're forcing a test on the cart now as we see ultimates carry from both teams. The Supercharger, the Gravitic Flux, tank trades going either way. Arikusu getting the better of that Widow Jewel as well. The Dragon comes through from Tabugi, and the Immortality Field from Cal doing a great job of keeping actually boosted alive there. A lot of those players are low, and of course Cal getting the kills in the end too, as the cart will push home. 2 minutes 13 left in the time bank for actually boosted.
Good lord, that is maybe just one of the fastest Havana attacks I have ever seen. That looked easy from actually boosted. Outside of some hiccups on the very first point, they were unstoppable here on Havana, and Torbulance are going to have their work cut out for them if they want to make this an even showing.
Yeah, they do. I wonder what. So it'd be interesting to see what Torbulance wants to run here. So I'm thinking Torbulance defense. I don't know, I'm going with this. It will be interesting to see what they run. Do they play the Farah v Varajul? And what do they expect from actually boosted? Are they expecting perhaps a bunker here?
Yeah, we've already seen actually boosted being willing to run the Bastion, so definitely a possibility. But right now, Torbulance has kind of just been playing musical heroes so far on this map, trying to settle on any combination that works, at least in terms of the DPS, and nothing cutting it right now. They've just been shut down on all fronts. And indeed, there it is, Arikusu rolling out with the Bastion here on the defense. How is Torbulance going to respond?
Oh, well, they've, I won't comment on what they're running until they run out of spawn, because that never works that well for casters. Looks like, actually boosted, sneaking themselves around, setting up really close on the left side. Looks like they're going for a spawn hold here.
Indeed, I'm not sure what the sneaking really provides them in this situation. They're all just going to run out in front of spawn anyways. But they are waiting right outside, and with the Farah there as well, floating above the spawn doors. This is a difficult defense to break, and I don't think that Torbulance comp right now is going to cut it. The Junkrat Farah, good as a shield break duo, but I'm skeptical that they can really deal with this Bastion. I'm not totally
against it though. If you can get the grenades in around the shields and the rockets around the shields, you could do. If you can get enough splash damage, maybe hit Nexel, you can take them out.
If you're gonna do this though, I like the Hanzo better than the Farah. You're going all in on the shield break, and that's a better option here. T-Boogie gets hit with the accretion, but not punished for it.
I think the actually boosted more focused on the main group of Torbulance there. Oh, another great accretion from Alias. Hits Noro. No kills yet, I don't think, in this map. Watch changed back onto the junk. Oh no, air. Okay, sorry.
Okay, now the Amp Matrix out to set that Bastion up for some potential kills. Still not coming through. Torbulance just hiding themselves out of sight. Finally, there they go.
Thank you. Yeah, Tabugi and Alias combining to. Oh, okay, Tabugi going down though. That was a minute 20 without a kill. That was a long hold for nothing, like a draw.
Oh, what losing the tire there is absolutely brutal. That's one of the best ways you can find to get an early pick off and deal with this bunker, but it's not going to happen here.
Well, there you go. The Amp Matrix comes out. Hopefully this will make a lot of shield break potential. The Dragon comes through as well. The bunker, wow, great healing there from the supports. They're able to survive. Tabugi comes over the top with a 3k barrage, evening up the fight here. Arikusu with the configuration tank as well, able to finish off Essel, and Lua using the Valkyrie to finish off Arikusu. I know what finished it off. Very back and forth, but it will favor the attacking team as their spawn is a lot closer.
Yeah, they're going to be able to finish this one off and clean it up, but still, so much time just melted off of the clock there by actually boosted. We're down to 1:45 in the payload, just getting around to this first corner. So that is exactly what you want when you've got a huge time bank advantage. You just want to milk it outright.
And look at the ultimates that actually Boosted has available to them as well. They've got both tank ultimates. They'll have another Ant Matrix. Everyone else is down because they changed heroes. So this is really good, looking really good for actually Boosted. They go very aggressive here. Cal getting the first kill on Sonoro. Oh wow. Lua getting picked up by the Gravitic Flux, finished off in midair as well. A great re-engage from actually Boosted, and they will hold the card here on almost on the second corner.
Indeed they will, and now they're staring down the barrel of a full hold here on first point. They retain that supercharger as well. That's just going to be beautiful for charging up the rest of their ultimates. A nice heads up swap coming out from Air, though. No hit scan to deal with the Pharah, so he's going to try to abuse it.
And that shield down. Oh wow, constant shield melted down. A constant deleted themselves. The supercharger is still there for actually Booster, but the attackers do not care. They've got a supercharger of their own. They will use that to tear through this defense, and they'll get the cart moving again on point A.
Yeah, and losing the Orisa there is just a death sentence for actually Boosted. They aren't in a position where they can effectively kite back and reset for a final fight, so they just fall one by one as they scatter to the wind, and now it looks like Torbulance just going to get a rather easy finish here on point A.
Cal isolated in the back lab. No biggie. They'll respawn and speed back to the defense.
Yeah, so Torbulance, they stay alive here on Havana. They give themselves a shot, but they've got to keep this momentum going. A little bit of a duel going on the high ground. Arikusu in an awkward spot, but gets off the edge to stay alive for now.
And we see Lua going down at the start of that fight, make it a little bit harder for the defending team here. Sorry, a little bit harder for Torbulance. And yeah, Tabugi will, off the back of that, come through with a big Storm Arrow, takes that too, finishes off Essel as well. And this attack will be repelled. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and amplification matrix plus storm arrows leads to quick deaths for Turbulence there, but they'll be coming back in with a bevy of ultimates at their disposal. 4 on the line as they come into this next fight. We'll see if they can put them to good use. Probably the most difficult thing to get value out of here is going to be that Deadeye. So we'll see if what can find the right opportunity.
There you go, the Gravitic Flux comes out, pulls them all up in the air, but nothing coming from it, just a bit of damage. It will force actually Boosted to fall back a little bit though. We see the Valkyrie and the Amp Matrix invested on the attacking team as well. It's most of their ultimates out. The Dragon comes through from Tabugi, just trying to cut off Noro and Tony going down the middle of that. Tabugi again coming up big in that fight. 4 kills in the end. And Cal finished off with a boop to the head.
I think the plan there for Torbulance was to come in with that Gravitic Flux, pop the Amp Matrix, and throw the Deadeye through it, but the Immortality Field from Nexo was just too well placed. They knew that there was not going to be any kills coming off of all those ultimates used, and unfortunately, it puts them at a real deficit right now.
We see Arikusu. Oh, okay, so Torbulance going on the outside, avoiding Arikusu, who was set up at the front with that Death Blossom. Immortality Field goes out, but it's taken down straight away. And with the tank line of Torbulance down, it's going to be very hard for them to stay in this fight.
It's going to be impossible as what now just has to fade out with his tail between his legs, won't even escape with his life. And we're just going to have one last opportunity for Torbulance to come back in here to take a final fight. They might have the supercharger ready to go, but that's going to be it. And they are about to push into a pretty loaded, actually boosted here, a supercharger, the Death Blossom, and that Amp Matrix.
So Tony getting stunned there, but able to get away. So Torbulance got around again. Arikusu forced the Wraith Form into the middle of them. Where will the Death Blossom go? Straight on top of the Supercharger. Takes down the Immortality Field as well. Paving the way to clear up 2 kills. Kills Noro as well. Goes down, but it looks like the numbers will be in favor actually boosted. and they will win here on Havana and put themselves up 2-0 in this grand final.
And so far, this has been a dominant showing for Actually Boosted. If Torbulance wants a chance in the series, they're going to have to channel their performance from earlier this year. The reverse sweep was what it took last time, and it seems like we're headed in that direction right now as Actually Boosted just cruising to the victory there on Havana.
There you go. So showing that being boosted is maybe not such a hindrance. While you get boosted to Grandmasters, which is where we are, and once you start playing against them, that talent kind of rubs off on you. So a viable strategy for any would-be pros out there, I suppose.
Indeed it is, and right now, just everything working perfectly for Actually Boosted. Everybody on this team is contributing to such a high level. They're showing a fantastic flexibility in terms of the DPS duos and compositions that they're able to run, and it's really just enabling a really fantastic style of play from them. They have come prepared here tonight, and they are ready to take home the victory.
I'm really liking what I'm saying individual players at the moment as we go to Volskaya as the next map. Alias in particular on that Sigma has been wild, throwing those accretions through the air, hitting the right targets at the right time. We've seen hitting pharmacies. Toboogie's been doing a really good job as well. We saw that phenomenal Hanzo play. We saw some great Doomfist on Oasis as well. So those two in particular, I feel, are doing a really good job, and they're part of what's enabling Actually Boosted. They've helped put part of what's put Actually Boosted in the position they're in now.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's been that, and I think it's just been the overall approach and the sense of planning that is coming out of Actually Boosted right now. They have come into this series knowing exactly what they want to do. I mean, look no further than that first point defense on Havana. They were set up in an unorthodox position. I don't think I've seen any other team really set up in that position right near the spawn doors and just hold for such a long time. They've been fantastic here tonight. They've come prepared, and it really shows. They're going to be on the defense to kick things off of Volskaya, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more kind of set strategies like that.
Yep. Going into Turbulence's favor, though, they are a very good Volskaya team. You mentioned just then, the reverse sweep for Torbulance originally started on Volskaya in their last matchup. And in addition to that, they've only lost Volskaya once, and that was to Illusion, who they went on to beat in the playoffs. So a really good Volskaya team. I can see why Torbulance picked this map. They know what they're doing, and maybe this will be the turning point for them in this match as well.
No, they can only hope at this point. They've got to start putting up a little bit more of a fight, at least make this a competitive series, because so far Actually Boosted has just been in the driver's seat from the jump. Now an opportunity for Torbulance to change that a little bit here as we perhaps head over to a more familiar, a more favorable map for them, as right now Actually Boosted just teasing us with some hero choices in the spawn. Not going to be the Genji for Agusu, the Reaper on the field once again.
Yes, and it looks like we will be going a straight up mirror in this match if Torbulance stays on what they are currently on. Cal, just moving a little bit ahead, getting a bit of scouting information in. No, not willing to risk it.
A late swap, though, coming in from Isol over to the Wrecking Ball is an interesting choice here. We'll see if he can get anything done on this kind of harassing hyper-mobile hero. Already air taken out of the fight. Oh, that is tough to see.
Torbulance, I think, just wait outside, waiting for air to respawn. Yeah, dove into the side room, but quickly hunted down by Arakusu and Nixel.
And Isol gives up on the Wrecking Ball immediately. They opt into the mirror at the end of the day, and now the first fight really getting underway.
Toboogie! Unfortunately hiding, waiting for Torbulance to go past, but was spotted out there and immediately cut down. This will be the opening that Torbulance was looking for. They'll go straight on the point and willing to fight it out here in the open. Air going down, make it a bit difficult. No Doomfist in the fight now. As both teams just dancing around on the point, no progress being made. Ooh, started onto Alias, feeling the burn of a rock to the face instead of being the one dishing out the damages. Both coalescences built up at the same time, unleashed at the same time as well. These Moira's doing a really, really good job of building those abilities up. Oh, Essel goes low, gets punched into a wall, able to get away. Torbulance going low as well. So the supports on these teams doing a really, really good job of keeping their players alive. Arakusu finally killing Air, taking out Essel as well. And this looks like the defense will finally stabilize here. 2 minutes 30 left on the clock.
Oh, and Nexel coming in clutch with the heals on the Moira there, barely keeping T-Boogie alive in that fight. Buys enough attention for the rest of the squad to go in the back. Arakusu finishing off a lot of those kills in that fight. And so the defense holds for now. 4 actually boosted as they settle in now with a lot of ult at their disposal.
So you say that, a lot of ultimates coming up for Torbulance as well. They've already got 3 online. They're very close to the other 3, so we could be looking at a 6 ult push. Anyway, Torbulance unleashes that meteor strike, comes down, slaps it down onto Essel Lua. I think they were halted in. That was really great play there. Great combination from the defense. They're able to stop that attack yet again.
The timing is just picture perfect there from Constant and T-Boogie. They absolutely shut down that push. Just those 2, all it really takes when you get the double kill off the meteor strike. And now they continue this impressive defensive hold right now. But as you said, the big 6 coming online for Torbulance. This is their opportunity. This is where they've got the advantage.
There you go, they're pushing out on the left side from the attacker's perspective this time. The supercharger comes out at the start, so do both the superchargers, both the coalescences. The gravitic flux comes out from the defending team, countered by the sound barrier for the attackers, and the meteor strike comes down straight on the supercharger. Watt doing a lot of work, Air as well getting in there. Great, a lot of kills for Torbulance. Looks like they're in control at this point, and they will finally capture point A.
Yeah, and there it's just the DPS duo from Torbulance. They get in the back line, they wreak havoc together. Air and What punch the ticket for point A. Now they get to move on to point B, but they're really only going to cap with about 40 seconds left. So not a substantial time bank as they move into the second phase of the map.
And they were required to use all their ultimate abilities there, so they're not going to... It greatly inhibits their chance at a snowball comp, especially running into a sound barrier for the defending team. So anyway, they engage straight onto the point. Not going to waste any time. Torbulance, though, getting the first kill. Both the supports from Torbulance down. This fight looks like it's going to be over. So they will have to go back to spawn and decide on a new approach.
That's not the worst thing in the world for Torbulance there. They were never realistically going to be able to win that fight going in ultless, and they still get the sound barrier out of Cal. That's one less tool that the defenders will have at their disposal. So not all is lost for Torbulance, but they do have to kind of pick things up a little bit here and get back in for this next fight. They will have the coalescence ready to go, but Nexel there with the answer.
Yeah, we'll be up to, there you go, the coalescence out from the attacking team to start off. Oh, Torbulance gets stunned and taken down straight away. Arakusu trying to avenge that, managed to kill Tony in the middle of the coalescence. Wow! And the damage coming through from actually boosted, cleaning up Torbulance.
Yeah, and you know, Tony's got to be a little bit more aware, or at least Torbulance as a whole needs to be a little bit more aware when he unleashes that coalescence. That's the only time that he can't just fade away from the Death Blossom. Arakusu finds him out of position just a little bit there, or not aware of his surroundings. So another strong hold coming in from actually boosted.
Oh, there you go. Noro knocked off the high ground, but will come through the main door. So there you go. The meteor strike coming down, not able to pick off constant supercharger there. Now the gravitic flux from the defending team picks up Essel, slaps him down. Tony goes very low, but is able to heal themselves up there. Air going low gets picked off, and that's another fight win for the defending team.
And once again, just not being able to deal with that supercharger just leaves your team in such a massive hole throughout the fight. Constant able to put that into a perfect spot. The meteor strike finds a kill, but perhaps more importantly, doesn't take out that supercharger.
Yep. And look at the ult line. Torbulance has a brief window. Okay. Oh, that's a good pick. Sorry, that's for the defense. Well, Torbulance has a brief window, and they'll make use of it. What? Pushing in with that Death Blossom just to deal a bit of damage to the defenders. Of course, no Lucio there for any healing. Arakusa going down as well. This looks like a really good opening for Torbulance. The gravitic flux comes down. Not quite sure if that killed anyone. Next, getting hunted down with that coalescence, but is able to get away. Though What what with the kills, and there's finally some catch-up progress starting to be made on point B. And it looks like there's just going to be some stall heroes coming in. Tabuki goes down, Constant comes in, gets stunned straight away as soon as that pile driver comes down. Adaptive shielding providing a little bit of survivability for the Wrecking Ball, but it's not going to be enough. It looks like it'll just be the staggers now. Yeah, you see the defenders lining up outside the point. Nexel comes in, fades around. Oh, as I say that, Tabuki gets a kill onto Lua. Gets taken down in turn. See if there's anyone else. Arakusa coming out. Death Blossom available. Gets cut down in the middle of it. And Torbulance to finish with 20 seconds left in their time bank.
And that after their point A, they're going to be ultimately quite happy with the way things turn out here on Volskaya. They finish both points. They do it with a little bit of time remaining. So at the very least, they're going to get another shot to attack should it come to extra rounds. But they're able to come in off the back of that opening pick onto Cal, who found himself a little out of position. They slowly but surely just kind of snowball that little advantage into what they need to take point B.
Yeah, and we'll see whether or not Cal probably regrets that positioning later on, depending on how actually Boosted's own attack goes. So we'll wait to see. We've got 10 seconds left to see what the sides will run out on. What are you expecting to see from Torbulance? Do you think they'll go bunker or
I fully expect the mirror comp here on both Sky. It makes more sense than really anything you can come out with that's specialized. There's too much open space on this this map to go, very, very unorthodox. There's just too many ways to counter things out. So it does look like actually Boosted just going to be sticking with the tried and true here. But on the other side, Arkusu teasing the Pharah. We're very early on, but we've already seen that pick earlier on in the evening, and it definitely has merit here on Volskaya.
Yes, I'll believe it when I see it, Arakusu. I mean, we actually saw an Ashe on defense on both sides of both teams ran Ashe on defense in the last match on Volskaya. So it's not. Yeah, Arakusu, you changing or not?
I think it was just for that opening dynamite, perhaps. And yes, there's the Pharah indeed coming out. They were just hoping to perhaps catch someone out of position with that dynamite. I like the idea there. And now we'll see what he can get done on the Pharah.
Oh, Alias getting stunned and knocked back. Tabuki, though, getting the first kill. Punching Tony. That's not the start you want as Zamora. Seeing that big fist flying towards your face. Air is forced to retreat, but Alias and Tabuki hunting them down. And what going down as well, this defense is looking a shambles for Torbulance at the moment. This will be a very, very quick point A capture for actually Boosted.
No, and they just had no way to deal with the multiple angles coming out from actually Boosted. Arkusu flies in behind and puts a lot of pressure on the back line of Torbulance. They fall immediately, and now this is looking very dire. 6 minutes. Torbulance now needs to bunker down and hold out on this defense.
I guess the one saving grace is that only the Coalescence is available for Nexel, so limits the snowball potential. Though, given the way they're playing, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in. Essel gets knocked up in the air, but is able to get an accretion onto air in revenge. Oh, sorry, other way around. Sorry, is able to get away from that. In any case, the kills are coming through for actually Boosted. Jeez. The DPS in the tank's doing a lot of work here, ensuring that Torbulance can't even contest this point as they tick up past the 2-tick mark. Yeah, this will be a monstrous time bank. 6 minutes with the additional 40 seconds left on the clock.
Good Lord, that is about as one-sided of a time bank as you're going to see while still having another attack here. 5-minute lead for actually Boosted. They're going to get to come out on the defense once again, and now I think Cal might not be sweating that misposition on their defense. Nothing to worry about. It seems as actually Boosted continue their dominant performance and perhaps even exceed it here on Volskaya.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a bit worried if you're Torbulance right now. So Torbulance, I'll say it a bit slower. Yeah, you only got that minute left in the time bank, and it took you a while to take point A the first time. So you're gonna have to go all in on this first push, really, and get the job done. Otherwise, you're looking at almost a 99% chance of a map win for actually Boosted.
And if actually Boosted come away with the map win here on Volskaya, then the series looking very, very likely to be going in their direction as well. A 3-0 deficit, nothing to sneeze at for Torbulance. They want to avoid that at all costs, so it's got to start with a strong attack here on Volskaya. It's gonna be the Pharah Hanzo DPS duo to try and be the recipe for success that they've been looking for all night. It hasn't come just yet.
Oh!
Another accretion on the lure, they get the kill!
Wow, this tank knows exactly what they're doing with those rocks. It actually gets taken down though by Air. So Air, it doesn't need a mercy. I'll just fly through without her. She's just an accessory. Oh, and what? Okay, what? And Air focusing on Arakusu as they use the Shadow Step. So what started out as a rough attack for Torbulance has turned out really well in their favor. Actually, Booster forced to fall back.
Yeah, they just step a little bit out of line there, and I mean we see it now on both these last two rounds. Teams defending at the choke point just getting decimated by the Pharah Mercy on the attack, and now Air continuing his assault, going deep, takes out Constant, and that's brutal, but dies just late enough that the newly changed stagger spawn timers get him back into the fight very quickly.
So unfortunately, Air just not due to the way the game mechanics, not able to make full use of that great aggression. And we see, a barrage coming out to Boogie eliminated straight away. Oh, the support's doing a really good job of keeping Air up most of that time. Fortunately, okay, Lua got booped out of the resurrection there, so Air not coming back up. Next door getting Essel is a...
Get on the point! Oh, Lua just barely makes it.
Oh, but it gets cut down though, Noro's alone. So no progress being made, but still a worthy attack from Torbulance. They're able to capture point A.
Yeah, with a minute, that is usually a decent attack. You did what can realistically be expected of you and perhaps even exceeded it. But in this situation, I'm skeptical that it's going to be enough with actually boosted, raring and ready to go for their second attempt on Volskaya. If it's anything like the first, we won't be here long.
No, and even if it's not quick, they probably have time to build up 6 ultimates, roll point A, and then build up 6 ultimates, roll point B again. So a lot of avenues that actually Boosted can use to take this point here. Torbulance with the work cut out for them, but honestly, a 6.5 minute hold to stop point B being captured is not out of the realm of possibilities for Volskaya.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, especially if you can avoid that snowball that we saw the first time around, where you lose point A and then you immediately lose point B without ever getting an ultimate online, then you have a real chance. But that has been a difficult task for them so far, stopping anything that actually Boosted want to get done. So we'll see if they can have a little bit more success this time around. They are changing some things up. They're going to change where they set up and the composition here, choosing to play much further back, using this high ground to their advantage, and keeping Air on the Pharah for the defense.
I'm thinking that the Pharah Hanzo DPS combination should be called Funzo because they were so fun to play.
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. Boogie getting very aggressive on the pharmacy, but what teaching them a lesson? Say, nope, you leave my pharmacy alone. Resurrection is there, but just means it's not available, but I don't think actually Boosted is sweating that all too much. As they move around the side, they're deciding how they want to attack this. The tanks for Torbulance have dropped off the high ground. They're contesting the point. Kind of what you need to do if you want to make sure there's no free progress given over to the attacking team. To Boogie though, going in deep, going down again. And the tanks for actually Boosted don't really care. They're happy to walk in. They've got Nextall there in support. Oh, a great accretion onto Tony. Gets them low. The bullet grenade though, and Lua keeping him alive as Air throws in the barrage over the top, takes out 2. This is a great start to the defense for Torbulance.
Yeah, exactly what they needed in this situation. They get some nice play from their DPS to be able to get that opening pick, deny the res. A great play from Noro sets up yet another kill onto T-Boogie, and now some swaps coming in for actually Boosted. The McCree Hanzo DPS duo, they want to put a lot of pressure onto Air, really make his life difficult, reduce the effectiveness of this Pharah, because so far Air has just been on a rampage.
They have indeed, and see the Hulk coming through there from Nora, just grouping them up for a few rockets in. That'll help air build up to another barrage. Already, oh, what a great concussive blast, knocking the attackers off the high ground, forcing them to engage on the low ground. See Arakusu going 1v1 against an indoor pharmacy. Oh, I don't know if you wanted to be there as Torbulance, and the kills are coming through for actually boosted. They'll capture point A, and they'll have 4.5 minutes to capture 33% of point B.
And that was just methodically done from actually boosted. The rotations to get through the choke point easily without giving up a lot of ult charge to air. The shots coming out from Arakusu to deal with that Far Mercy pretty much single-handedly, and the rest of the team swarming over the point to make the most of that distraction is fantastic work. And now they've got so much time for just a single tick.
They do, but I like the discipline displayed by Torbulance there. Didn't invest any ultimates, so they'll have 6 with which to defend here on point B. They throw 3 of them in there, the Nano, the Dragon, the Valkyrie as well, and they're able to repel the first attack here. Great start to this defense.
Yes, but I'm a little bit worried about that commitment in that fight. They've got a long way to go, and you know, they're throwing ultimates that they didn't really need to use in that fight. There might be some swaps coming in here. Tony does go over to the Batiste for this final point. Wants the use of that immortality field in a pinch to keep his team alive.
Yeah, ultimates coming online for the attacking team though, so it's going to be a relatively even ultimate fight. If they engage in the next 30 seconds, if they wait it out a bit, the economy will be in their own favor. So we'll see what they choose to do here as they move in straight through the main door, charging straight to... Oh, a great halt! Pulls all of the attackers into the gravitic flux, throws them up in the air. 2 kills coming off that. Or maybe 1 kill on a res. Oh, there you go. And the barrage from air over the top, able to pick off 2. Takes out the supercharger as well. That's another attack shut down. Yes, that will be another attack shut down.
That is maybe a game-saving, potentially even a match-saving play coming out from air there. If Torbulance can pull this off and get the tie on Volskaya, that was massive to get that barrage towards the tail end of the fight. A lot of commitment coming in from actually boosted to try and finish things off here. They use so many ultimates in that fight and don't come away with anything. So now this defense looking possible.
I do love seeing that Halt Rock combination being attempted. It's fun to see the rock flying through the air, aiming for the pharmacy. It doesn't quite come off, but Torbulance pushing into a supercharger. So a lot of damage being counteracted by... actually Boosted pushing into the supercharger. The damage being counteracted by the sound barrier from Cal. Unfortunately, isn't enough to keep Constant alive. Watt and Tony combining there for a few kills. Kills going either way, but mainly to the advantage of Torbulance. They will clean up here. Arakusu picks off Watt, but it's not going to matter.
Not at all, and just very well played by Torbulance to keep their cool as actually boosted, speed right onto them with the sound barrier. No kills able to be secured by the attackers. They just can't quite close the gap quickly enough. So now they're going for a bit of a change of strategy here. Arakusu done with the McCree over to something perhaps a little more versatile, a little bit more effective in helping out the rest of the team. The May is on the field.
But so far, this has been a fantastic hold from Torbulance. They've still got ultimates available to them. They've wasted 5 minutes off the clock already, so this is looking really, really good for them. So they go pushing the Immortality Field. The Dragon comes out from Tabugi. That's just... Oh, that splits off Essel nicely. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on that kill. Immortality Field focused down as well. Great work by Constant there. Coalescence, they're really focusing on Essel here. Oh, the barrage denied, blocked, and forcing air to kill themselves. That'll make it a bit harder now. 6v5 on the... Oh! Torbulance didn't touch the point. Actually boosted, putting themselves on match point.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh.
It was an excellent effort there from Torbulance. They got it down under a minute on that defense, but it all falls apart towards the tail end. They needed that barrage from air to come up big once again, but it just doesn't happen this time around. He gets shut down, actually boosted, ready for it the second time around, and no one else from the defenders able to touch point to stall things out. They were at a huge disadvantage, but that fight was still winnable, and you hate to see it go like that.
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking for them. And now they're looking down the barrel of a match point as we go to Escort. And yeah, I don't know if they really want to go. Ah, yes. Okay. So we're going to Escort. Oh, sorry, no, we're not. We're going to Hybrid. My mistake.
Yes,
As we go to Hybrid, so yeah, we'll see what they choose. Of course, the last time they played, Torbulance did win this. This was part of their reverse sweep, so maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for the reverse sweep to start, and that starts now.
Hey, if they're doing this just to build up some drama for us, then I am all here for it. I would love to see them come back and at least make a series out of this. I don't want to see a 4-0 here tonight, but actually Boosted have just been on top of everything here tonight. Volskaya, a better showing perhaps than we've seen so far from Torbulance, but still, that felt mostly in Boosted's control the entire way. And they surge out to a 3-0 lead here. It's going to be a nearly impossible task, but never say die if you are Torbulance here.
And yeah, as we load into this fourth map, this could potentially be the last map. So make sure you're looking down in the panel below the stream. We have an MVP vote going on. So please give some love to whoever you think has been the best player in this match so far. We want to see what the audience thinks at the end of this match. Who is the MVP for this final? And just getting back to the all reverse sweep thing. Maybe Torbulance was watching yesterday's Division 3 final, which we almost saw a reverse sweep. We saw Helios Chroma go up 3-0, and then TG Virus almost brought it back and finally lost out on the 7th map. And I can tell you that was tiring, but an epic match to watch. So I'm hoping we see some more of that today.
No, absolutely, and Torbulance going to try to start their climb back up to the top with Hollywood here. This will be
into that Hollywood magic.
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of found something a little bit there on Volskaya with Air playing the Pharah, with the Hanzo coming out from what it was a deadly duo, and it worked quite well for them. We'll see. It's definitely possible here on Hollywood. At least the Pharah really makes a lot of sense. The Hanzo definitely a potential pick as well, but we'll just have to see if they can find something to turn things around here. It really is going to take a Herculean effort from them, but I'm pretty familiar with this team. I've seen them play a lot. They definitely have the chops to do something like this.
They definitely do. I mean, you've got the caliber of the players they got. We've seen What and Air on the DPS just pull off some monster plays. Tony, and I particularly like watching Tony play. Tony is really good on all those flex support characters we've seen. Some great Ana plays and great Moira plays and great Baptiste play. I think, playing the Baptiste as well. So Tony definitely there. And Noro has been really good on main tank. A lot of great holds. We saw it there, the halt into the Gravitic Flux, and one of those defensive pushes was just solid play. So they've got a great list of players. I guess they just need the momentum behind them. It just needs to work for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it really takes, though, is one map to kind of get you back in the mindset. And I think Volskaya was a step in that direction. I mean, our first two maps were pretty darn one-sided here in the series. And Torbulance finally putting up a fight. They're showing us a spark. Gives me a little bit of hope as we head into map 4. And right now we're giving the players a little bit of a break. Should be ready to go shortly, but so far I've just got to say, actually Boosted has impressed me so much. This team is really coordinated and really fantastically prepared to come into this series. The tank line especially has just been off the charts for me.
I'm delighted to watch Alias just throwing the great Gravitic Flux and throwing those rocks all over the place, nailing targets. I don't know why I think I just like the absurdity of seeing a rock flying through the air in this game. It's not something you expect in like a technological advanced future. And here's this guy who's summoning rocks out of the earth and just throwing them through the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful to see. No cell phones in sight, just people living in the moment. Throwing rocks.
Sigma's like a character that doesn't know his own strength. He's like, oh, we're to play catch. Here, catch this, Mercy. And unfortunately, the rock is a bit bigger than Mercy.
Yeah. And Lure has been on the receiving end of so many of those accretions here tonight. He has got to be a little bit tilted after. It just seems without fail the halts are catching him out just a little bit, and the accretions have been on point so far tonight. So we'll see if they can turn things around here on Hollywood. It's going to be the Bastion once again on the defense for the side of actually boosted, and indeed the Hanzo Farah looks to be in play for Torbulance.
Yes, we'll wait and see, because I'm not sure we'd see Lure on the. I don't think I've ever seen Lure on the Zen before.
I don't think that's real. I think the rest of the comp might be real, but maybe. I mean, if there's okay, there we go.
There you go. I know emergency Discord out of spawn. I don't know. Anyway, we do see the bunker set up in the in the cafe here for the defense. So allowing Torbulance, I'll say that a bit slower again, to come into the point and letting them set the tempo here. So what? Just sitting on the side, poking in arrows. Got to be careful with those shields on the defense.
Yeah, they seem to just be going with the approach of just trying to get the shield break onto the double shield setup, and eventually
there you go. It
down.
works.
Patience is the key.
Constant as well. That's the big shield of Orisa taken out of play. Air now just willing to move straight in there. Oh, okay. Cops the rock to the face, but Torbulance is set up on the point here. I don't think actually Boosted will be able to contest.
No, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, and that is just beautifully played from Torbulance. They go for the long-range kind of pokey composition, and eventually all it takes is one shot to find its mark. They get the opening pick they need, and with no mercy on the other side, that means no resurrection available for actually boosted. So already this is the best start Torbulance has had to any map so far, and they're off to the races here on Hollywood.
The reverse sweep is looking good at the moment, as there's lots of harassment going into actually boosted as they come out of this little doorway. Smart play from Air and Lure here.
And T-Boogie going over to the Mei, I believe for the first time in this series, wants to try to get up close and lay out those freezes, uses the wall, but will just be deleted from the map by Esol.
The tanks do combining well there, removing the immortality field first, and then following up on that Mei kill. Flanking around the side here, using those arrows to good effect, all jumping up on the jail, not breaking into jail, breaking onto jail. Oh, Arakusu is nanoed, but stunned. Able to get healed up though. Great work from the supports. Alias going very low. Nexel pumping out a monstrous amount of healing here on the Ana.
Now this Valkyrie though from Lure has enabled Torbulance to just keep pushing forward. Arakusu in the backline now dueling with Lure, trying to escape with his life, gets the assassination onto What, and now the fight just really breaking down on the point.
Oh, Alias feeling a taste of their own medicine, getting stunned by a rock there. Oh, a great brought a grenade actually onto Noro and Tony. Forces the immortality field out. It's just a bit of stall here, but you know what? It's good stall. You're wasting time off the cart. Torboogie just gets away. Oh, holds it in. Gets finally killed off Noro. In the Hulk fist combination there for the Orisa to finish off that Mei. Arakusu nanoed on the Tracer. Actually, that means Nexel has done a phenomenal job here. Build up, not only staying alive, building up the nano again. And this is looking like a really good stall from actually boosted. They've wasted about 30 seconds off the clock there.
Yeah, not terrible considering that they had already lost that fight, but still, Torbulance just on a tear right now here on Hollywood. They seem to have found their groove a little bit now with this Farah Hanzo DPS duo. They're trying to take full advantage, keep this pressure up. Arakusu back onto the Matri, trying to deal with this Farah, but forced off the high ground.
Yeah, that Ant Matrix probably not doing much. The cart not far enough forward to take advantage of. As the Gravitic Flux comes out, Alias thrown up in the air, comes down. You know what? Yeah, the Sigma floats, so you're not really going to kill them by slamming them a little bit off the ground. Anyway, all the Blizzard on the cart freezes Esor. They're able to follow up on this, and then onto Noro as well. Yeah, that'll be the attack finally shut down. actually boosted, finally asserting some kind of control over this cart.
And I'm going to be interested to see how long Air sticks on this far out. He's got the barrage ready to go. War is close to that Valkyrie. So I'll be interested to see if they use these ults and then perhaps make a swap if they can't come up with the kills. Because it gets a little bit more difficult in this final area of the map. The Mei is a real threat. Arikusu on that McCree, very deadly. And they both just get rocked out of the air. Alias and Arikusu combined for the kills there, and that's just going to be Torbulance having to tuck tail and run.
Oh my word, Alias, you are on fire today. Oh, following up to spawn, there you go. At least the pharmacy's out of spawn now.
Okay, but see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the danger now. There's so many threats when you're in these close quarters environments. Everybody on the enemy team can put some damage into you in an instant, and in that case, it is the kill coming through for Alias, but now a nice opening for Torbulance. What finds the headshot, and that's just going to get them free passage towards the tail end of this map.
Indeed it is, and they've got 5 ultimates available to them. So Air finishes off Arikusu. That's the McCree out of the picture. So Air a little bit more freedom now. We'll see where they choose to unleash these ultimates. The Dragon comes out first, countered by the Supercharger and the Coalescence. Oh, okay, Nexel taken down. A great headshot from What to deny the Coalescence. The Gravitic Flux onto the cart, though, is, I think, going to prove to be too strong. Oh, the Matrix on the high ground, not necessarily needed, but actually, I think needed because Cal was getting hunted down by a Valkyrie Lure there. Okay, safety first, mate. Keep alive. Support motto. And okay. In the end, a great fight for actually boosted.
No, they come away with the victory there, and they continue to hold on to a couple ults. They bleed out most of the resources from Torbulance, who are now down to 2 minutes here. Still plenty of time to work with. But you start to get a little bit nervous for the attackers. They need to finish it off, but it's just going to take one fight at this point.
Yes, it is. We'll see how Turbulence pushing out the main street. Unfortunately, Air and Lure really unable to get through underneath. Oh, okay. What's that? McCree coming from the back, able to take Air out of the fight. No barrage available, and the Blizzard on the cart is going to just be the death knell for both the tanks as well. Great use of the 2 ultimates they had for actually boosted. It leaves them a bit bare for the next fight.
Yes, but on the other side, it's not like Torbulance going to be coming in here loaded, especially with those wholesale swaps coming through. 4 members making changes, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm surprised it's just now happening. Air finally gives up. Never used that barrage that he had. He had that 2 minutes ago and never got a chance to use it. So now over onto the Doomfist for this final fight.
They may come to regret not swapping sooner as they push in. They're going to be pushing to a Coalescence and an Ant Matrix soon. The Gravitic Flux comes out though, able to pick up 2, knocks them down. What though falling will make it much harder for them to push forward. That Reaper out of the way, no Hellfire shotguns available. The Ant Matrix for the defending team. Look at the damage coming through. Noro just melted down. And it looks like Turbulence will try and retreat here.
They have to, and they're not going to be able to all get out alive, it seems. Just barely going to get halted back in to range, almost falls, barely makes it out, and that's massive. They needed
a clutch shield there from Essel, keeping What alive. There you go, as they get engaged, comes in now. Gravitic Flux coming out from the defending team. Coalescence from Tony as well. And they're able to get the first kill. Oh no, so Noro is the first to fall. Another accretion from Alias in that. Wow, another Blizzard from Tabugi. That's been built up phenomenally fast. 2 kills directly off the Blizzard there. And this attack will be stalled here 76 meters through point C.
Indeed, and everything just kind of grinds to a halt for Torbulance as soon as they really get to this final section of the map. They can't find what they're looking for, especially towards the very tail end. They had an opportunity, they had an opening, but they're never able to use their resources effectively. They're never able to get Air on that Pharah in position to unleash the barrage, and they just get rejected time and time again.
They do. So we'll see if Turbulence is able to stay. What Turbulence is able to do here. Of course, they're staring down the barrel of that match point. Actually, Boosted has a clear win condition. They can seal it out right now. All they have to do is finish the map, and they will be the Grandmaster Division champions and take home the prize pool of 150 US dollars.
Yeah, it's in their sights right now, so close they can almost taste it. But they've got one last hurdle to overcome, and that's going to be this defense of Torbulance, who are, once again, they're back on that same recipe of success that they've had so far tonight. The Pharah Hanzo in play, Tony on the Batiste. It's been their best look throughout the entire series, but will it be enough to keep actually Boosted off of the board here, or at least keep them from finishing the map, keep them from ending this series here and now?
We'll see as they begin to roll out the defensive team, setting up with a sort of bunkery, if you count Hanzo as a turret. I mean, you can stand there in the back line spamming out storm arrows if you really want to. Lots of defensive healing available to them, the Mercy and the Baptiste. Ooh, Arikusu. Okay, scouting.
And they're just going to opt into the mirror match here. They think that they have what it takes to just go toe-to-toe with Torbulance and send them home here and now.
They do indeed, though. We'll see. Okay, Taboogie changing off as well. So slightly altering it.
Okay,
right,
no.
You haven't got all the time in the world, mates. You've got to attack at some point.
They waste 30 seconds on those swaps, so they're gonna hope they can make the most of it. Air gets hit with the accretion, but will survive.
Yep, and the immortality field goes out just to keep actually Boosted alive, just off the point. So now might be the chance that Torbulance needs. They're losing Tony and Watt very quickly. Oh, this could prove very difficult for them to put up any kind of defense here on point A. Oh, Taboogie in the back line as well, harassing Estel. Oh, I think denied maybe the kill by the Halt. But that doesn't matter. The tanks have melted down. Arikusu finishing them off. And this will be an easy point A capture for actually Boosted.
And that is worst case scenario for Torbulance here, as they lose that first fight quite handily. This is now a massive time bank. Over 5 minutes remain for actually Boosted as they push forward. Luckily for Torbulance, they will be able to set up defensively exactly how they want, control of the high ground, in position to take this contest as soon as the cart rolls into position.
And not only that, they have a relative monopoly on the air battle as well, as air is in the sky. Lure with Valkyrie as well, just to keep the Pharah alive. The barrage, oh, nope. Going, oh, okay. Didn't quite get that off. Alias with the kill there. So I think looking for a barrage there anyway. The Gravitic, oh wow, a big Gravitic flux onto the attacking team. Lifts up 5. 2 dying in the middle of that fight. The Dragon coming through as well, finishing off Constant. And Torbulance will stop the cart just at the beginning of point B.
Yeah, they managed to hold on through that fight. It was very close, and the attacker spawns are going to be a bit closer, but Air already back in the fight, ready to go, and Lure should be right behind him. So ultimately, Torbulance very happy with this first defense on point A, but now they're in the flux.
Oh, a great Halt Flux combination there. Lifts up 4. Unfortunately, the healing is there to keep the rest of the team alive. Alias, though, coming back with 2 kills of their own, but that's the only 2 kills that actually Boosted was able to get. The remaining kills going the way of Torbulance. It looks like just Alias into okay, actually, sorry, it's a 2v2 on the cart, my mistake. Noro 1v1ing Taboogie there. It's got the support from Tony, actually.
Yeah, Nora's got to fall back, though. The rest of actually Boosted is ready for this fight. Air into to provide a little bit of long-range support, but they just collapse on that Orisa deal with Noro, and actually Boosted gonna get some movement on the cart now.
Yeah, oh, Cal with the kill onto Air. It will be resurrected, but of course that means no resurrection for the defense in the next 30 seconds.
And now the Hanzo up top trying to take control of this high ground, deny it away from Air. And now the Dragon's out from what, trying to at least clear actually Boosted off the point.
As able to split them up, but they're able to come back with a Dragon of their own. That's going to all cut through. Elsel almost goes down. Nora and Watt finished off in the middle of that. This not looking good for the defending team here. Essel's very low as well. Tony's there with the heals, but it's not enough. And the cart will push simply through onto the end of point B.
Okay, well, if this situation looks familiar, it's because this is about how much time Torbulance had to finish off point C on their attack round, and it's how much time actually Boosted is going to have to finish off the entirety of this series. If they can complete the map, it'll be all over, and they are looking incredibly strong right now. T-Boogie almost up to another Blizzard here.
And we'll see if it continues on this far. It looks like they're going to at least build up to the barrage. Whether or not they stay or they change a bit sooner this time will remain to be seen. As the Ant Matrix is look both teams looking at each other through a window. Only the Immortality Field, the only victim there. Oh, a great gravitic flux from both teams. Lifts up members from both. Nexel with the Coalescence are able to survive. Only one kill going either way. There's the barrage from air. Is not quite able to survive it. The Valkyrie. Oh, Lua gets burnt out in the middle of the Valkyrie and the Res. This is looking really good for actually Boosted. They are probably one fight win away from taking this championship.
No, they absolutely are, and Torbulance gonna have to try to rush out here for a contest towards the tail end of this map, but not a whole lot of ults other than that Blizzard ready to go. It's gonna be unleashed. Is it going to find Pater?
It's on the cut. Oh, it has frozen. Essel and Tony in the backline actually boosted. The Turbulence since double the cut actually boosted, wins the map, and takes the Grandmaster division.
Oh no.
Oh, it's 2 maps in a row.
Torbulance. The C9s come back to bite them in a big way in this series, but let's be real, they had already lost 2 members in that fight. The Blizzard was zoning everyone away from the cart. That was going to be a difficult fight to win, but it still hurts to see a series end on that kind of note. But huge congrats to actually Boosted. They played beautifully here tonight. They come away with the GM Division Championship. The $150 prize is theirs, and they certainly earned it here tonight.
They did it, and that's a marked difference from when these two teams played in the regular season. Yeah, actually, I think actually Boosted's improved a whole lot, and it shows that not playing any finals hasn't diminished their abilities whatsoever. Maybe the break worked out for them. They came in all relaxed and ready to go.
Yeah, and they had a couple strategies that maybe could have gotten scouted out if they had shown them a little bit earlier on in the playoffs, but they come through tonight and they just dominate from start to finish. They really put up a fantastic showing, and unlike the last time, they are able to keep their foot on the throat of Torbulance towards the tail end. They're able to finish off the series when it matters, and they get the 4-0 sweep to win the GM division.
So as I bring up the Twitch stream, I just want to see how the MVP vote is going. Make sure you're voting for MVP. You've got like a minute and a half, because that's when we'll catch up to you. Due to the stream delay. Who is currently winning? Okay. So just looking at the votes right now, we have... Okay, Torboogie is... Looks like Torboogie is leading the voting here. 27%. So a quarter of the viewers want to nominate Torboogie as the MVP. A worthy recipient of that.
No, I mean, he did everything for this team here tonight, was flexing all up and down the DPS lineup.
We saw May, Doomfist, Junkrat, Farah, and I can't read my handwriting.
I think he played Hanzo as well. He was a really dynamic player throughout this series. Everybody on the side of actually Boosted really warrants consideration when it comes to that MVP vote. A tough decision for our voters at home, and we'll just have to see who comes out on top. Should be a closely contested one here, as you've just got too many choices to think about.
And we saw great plays from a lot of people. I mean, we sung Alias's praises through the entire match. That Sigma play, oh my god, those accretions were phenomenal. We saw a great play on the Moira, particularly from Nexel, charging up those coalesci like nobody's business. Constant was a solid main tank presence up front. We saw them also combining well with Alias, not just for the Holt Rocket combinations, not accommodations, but just a really solid tank play, pushing forward, keeping that shield up, putting a lot of pressure on Torbulance, particularly when they're on defense. Looking back on that first attack they had on Havana, on that point A, we just saw the tanks pushing up, making space for the rest of the team to get the job done. Arikusu, a really good job on the DPS, playing the Reaper, the Pharaoh, and the whatever that one is.
His McCree was fantastic. I mean, he was a big part of at least being able to keep air in check on that Pharah, and really gave them a couple of different looks to be able to go to in response. Really an excellent showing from them all around here tonight. And I want to go back to that tank line, and Constant especially. I mean, the Orisa, not the most glamorous position in the current meta. It's shields, it's fortifies, and it's trying to set up your halts most of all. But in that regard, Constant was absolutely exceptional and really came through for actually boosted here.
A solid presence on that main tank. Consistently there. You could almost say a constant performer.
There we go.
Thank you. I had to figure that. I had to get in there somehow.
Hello.
Hello,
Right.
and we're joined by Arakusu and Tabugi, the dominant DPS duo. Welcome.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Yeah. How are you guys feeling after that match? That was a fun one to watch.
Oh, it's pretty hype, dude. I mean, like, first tournament win for us, so it's going good so far.
Dude, I felt so good. Like, I'm just happy.
How's it feel to beat on your own team, Arakusu? I mean, you came from Torbulance, so.
Look. Usually a lot of people would just be like, oh my god, I destroyed my. No, dude, these guys, those guys are all great. Turbulence, every single one of the players are great, and Careless is a good coach, and Shape is a good manager. Like you can expect them to get a really high placement in the next OD. I promise you.
We were just better. We got it.
Okay. Well, I want to ask. Last time you guys played Torbulance, if you guys remember, they got the reverse sweep on you guys. This time you're able to shut it down completely with the 4-0. So what was like the difference between those two matches here?
Rek, do you want to talk about your screw up?
Wait, what did I do?
No. Okay, so there were two things that contributed to it. But the first off was we were down a player last time. We had a sub in, and then that overall just like messes up comms and teamwork and all that type of stuff. But then on the second time, Rek, this is pretty funny. It technically had nothing to do with it. Technically had nothing to do with it, but Rek tweeted in the middle of the game, "Oh, we're up 2. I hope we don't get reverse swept."
Oh yeah, I remember that. That aged like milk.
What's it called? we had our off tank outside. Raz came in to fill for us, which I'm really thankful for. But what's it called? Alias is just cracked. He is extremely good of a player, and I'm so proud that he's on the team.
Yeah, Alias did a phenomenal job, especially with those accretions, knocking the pharmacy out of the sky. I mean, I think that was set up a lot of the plays that you guys had.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're up 1, then you can just push him while they're resting, and then you just have that advantage.
Like with our team, like we're all motivated and we all like playing with each other, and so any other team that I've actually had, like I would always self-doubt myself, but with this team, I always feel so good to play with these guys, and I'm so glad to be on this team.
That's good. And speaking of Alias being cracked, the player of the match poll has been updated. Alias looks like they're taking that out, 37%.
Oh no, dude! I thought I won.
Oh man!
You had one until the stream caught up with me saying, vote for your player of the match. And
I think that's Rick because he added like all of his friends in the chat.
But you came second to Boogie, so not far behind.
So
it was a really fun game.
what was the? Did you guys have any kind of particular strats? I asked this to every team, so I'm gonna sound like a broken record to everybody that listens. But did you guys have any specific strats coming into this match against Torbulance, or was it just play meta and go?
Well, our main tank, Constant, who's team leader, he actually scouted them during the semifinals, and so we knew what comps they were gonna run, especially like on Oasis. We know what comps they're gonna roll out on, so we looked to like counter that right off the bat. And then besides that, we kind of detected kind of reoccurring compositions they're running. and we just kind of picked the best composition to go up against it. You got anything to say, Rec?
Yeah, no, me and Constant just reviewed the semifinals. Just looking at what comps they're gonna run, cause I don't think they would swap anything too much, from their previous compositions. So we were just looking at it, looking at how they mess up, like early fortifies and etc. And we just abused it a lot.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is probably the last match that you guys are going to get to play on this current patch. And, you know, you get to go out with a really high point here. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on what we've got coming in the future, what we can expect out of you two as the DPS duo. It seems like things are going to get a little bit of a shakeup heading forward.
You can expect us to go past 27th in OD next time. I promise.
Yeah.
You.
Hell yeah.
I promise you for sure. We'll make playoffs. If we keep grinding, because we recently, I think we only had like 2 days of practice this week or 3. Boogie.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. I think we had a day or 2 off, but yeah, we keep on grinding, and by the time by the time next OD season rolls around, we'll be playoffs for sure.
Speaking of no practice, do you feel that not playing in the previous finals and having those forfeits helped in any way?
I was actually really hungry to play people in this tournament. I really wanted to play more games because that just make us even more hyped to win the finals. I really wish we played more teams. Boogie?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of the team, our teammates are minors, so we have like a lot of schedules that are filled up. So it's really difficult to get everyone's schedules to work out. But we do at least one scrim a day, usually, and it's like everyone loves playing together. So we try to pump out as many games as we can.
Well, that's awesome. You want to tell our audience where we can follow you guys at, so we can watch you play OD in the future? Do you guys have Twitter or FaceSpace or MySpace or whatever else out there nowadays?
Yeah, we have a Twitter at Actually Boosted, where hopefully we should start posting a few more things. This win should be on there somewhere. That's kind of Nexel's job, but
I gotta take it from him. Nah, but you should go follow our main tank, our shot caller, Constant_entity. That dude literally has a plan for everything and anything that happens, and I'm glad that he gave everyone a shot on this team. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, I thank you guys for joining us in the interview and putting on a excellent show for us against Torbulance there. And congratulations on your win and the staggering $150 that you get to spend a couple for probably like a bag of popcorn and some chips or something. But hey, it's a win. And it's your first win, so that's pretty awesome.
Only more to come. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So we are actually going to be, if Shy Guys stick around, you don't have to, jumping into our Division 2 game here with Helios DM
Helios DM versus Dream Crushers.
Yeah, what he said. I'm going to get you guys an invite here shortly, and we will start streaming them.
Has the match started?
Yeah, they're Helios DM is up 1 right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shy Guys offline.
Yeah, I closed Overwatch, but I am opening it. I am opening it again.
I gotta reset some stuff on my side, but in the meantime, I'll at least put the game on the screen for you guys to watch.
So, are our mics live?
Yep, we're live. We're just going straight into the game.
All right. So welcome everyone. We're jumping straight into my mouse is going haywire. We're jumping straight into Division 2 here between Helios DM and Dream Crushers. Helios DM is currently 1-0 up in this series, and
First
it looks
map
like
is Helios.
actually which team is? Well, I can figure that out for myself.
Sparkle Muffin is on Helios DM.
Sparkle's on Helios. I've got the wrong way around. Thank you. So Dream Crushers is attacking at the moment on Junkertown, and it looks like we've entered overtime. The cart is pushing partly through point B, but the defensive setup for Helios is quite well established here. The kills going the way of Dream Crushers right now. Res is coming out from both teams as the Enzaf brought back on the Bastion. And Helios is forced to contest on the cart. Oh, and they invest the Gravitic Flux as well. Actually, so there you go. So what looked like a solid attack for Dream Crushers is going to be shut down. The configuration tank, a double kill at the end. Bob, just to be sure. The Dream Crushers will be stalled here at the end of point B.
Score 0.
Soldier, invite me to the game.
I'm getting there, sir. I'm trying to reset my interface.
Hold on, I'll see if I can find you and invite you. I was playing with...
Everybody look at my interface while I invite Shy Guy. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, a really good hold there. In the end, that resurrection onto the Bastion, I think, coming through clutch for Helios. And Shy Guy has no idea what I'm talking about.
No, that's true. I'm loaded in now though, and ready to go. So Helios gonna be coming out on the attack this time around. We'll see if they can capitalize on that excellent hold that I didn't get to see.
It was majestic. It was a great bunker on point B. And I'm just trying to find my stats for these two teams. So Helios, the sister team, or perhaps other way around. So Helios, the parent team to Helios Chroma, which is the team that won Division 3. So it looks like it could be a great weekend for the Love Shack Gaming organization if they're able to pull off the double wins in the double divisions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this would be a very impressive win here tonight. And, I gotta say, this is an interesting place to try to break out the Bastion, the bunker setup here on Junkertown. It's gonna be interesting for the defense. They don't look like they know exactly where they're trying to set up. Maybe catching Helios off guard a bit, but perhaps not.
Yeah, that shield was melted down instantly. The Immortality Field, the only reason Plortz is alive right now. As I say, that Plortz is burnt down by Xerxes, God King. How dare you stand up to their majestic power. And, great accretion there. Fortunately, Alibaba putting up a little bit of a fight, but not quite enough to survive. This cart will march through. Not even a pirate ship being set up here. Just a regular funzo combination doing the work.
Yeah, and Ashes Bay already building up to 75% on the first rocket barrage, doing an excellent job. Normally when I have seen Helios DM in the past, it's always been Xerxes playing the Pharah. They got a new one. He's on the Sigma now, and this is going to be fantastic to watch. Ashes Bay now ready with that barrage, looking to come in over the top.
Yep, oh, there it is. Unleashes, gets 2 kills there. 3 kills in the end, and what was looking like a decent start to that defense for Dream Crushers has been crushed. Point A will be captured 5 minutes 20 in the time bank.
Indeed, and this is going incredibly well for Helios right now. They're gonna be able to retain nearly 5 ultimates in just a few seconds, so they come away with an incredibly efficient first point attack, and now they're trying to keep up the momentum.
And funnily enough, Ashes Bay has switched across to Ash. Who knew that was going to happen? Oh, there you go. Malphas, though, showing, Ash may be Bay, but my bow and arrow is better. Alibaba getting a kill as well. Great accretion onto Sparkle Muffin. This will make it very difficult for the attack to continue, even with that dragon coming through.
Oh my gosh, and now Polo in fighting for their lives. They do manage to win that one out. Take down Alibaba and Malphas. They've turned this one around.
How did that happen? I'm not sure. Dream Crusher can even get back to the point. This might be an easy Junkertown win for Helios.
Indeed it will be.
It's going down. Alibaba won't get back. Wow. What a turnaround in that fight.
My God, I mean, the peel coming in from Polo on that play is just fantastic to watch. I mean, it started out so well for Dream Crushers. They shut down the Ash. They stopped the res coming in, but Alibaba just overextends a little bit, trying to chase the kill onto Inzef, who was on the Hanzo, and eventually gets punished for it, the fight completely flipped.
Wow, so Helios DM going 2-0 up. That's a great start to this series from them. It looks like, yeah, a great day for the Helios, or great weekend, sorry, for the Helios organization overall.
Yeah, so far so good. They are off to a hot start here in this series, now up 2-0. As Dreamcrusher's going to have to look to try and turn this one around as we head over to Assault.
And Volskaya specifically. And oh, okay, this is the stat I was hoping would come up. Helios and Dream Crushers have met once this season. Dream Crushers took that 2-1, and given the fact it's 2-1, you knew there was a draw somewhere in that match. That match was Volskaya. So the last time these two teams played, there was a draw, and additionally, Dream Crushers actually drawn Volskaya after that as well. So, you know what? I'm going into this. I'd say there's probably an even chance that we do move on to the next map still at 2-0.
Definitely a possibility, but interesting to see that Dream Crushers came away with the win there in that last meeting between these two teams, and already on the back foot here tonight as Helios looking for a little bit of revenge and off to a good start.
That they are. We're just seeing a swap come through. We've seen Viper has been swapped in and Paper Monk coming out. So we'll see what that change brings to the table. I'm looking forward to see more of what Helios is running. We'll see if Ash's Bay chooses to run more Ash. Also, Nzaf, I know from watching previous videos, mainly from the semi-final, has a great Genji and or Hanzo, whichever they choose to play. So really good at either one of those Shimada brothers. I think Xerxes I've also seen has been quite popular in chat. I mean, lots of respect for the God King, which is only right, really.
Hey, I mean, this is a guy who has been around this community for such a long time, and definitely deserves that love coming out from the chat here. So I love to see it. It's interesting. I mean, this is we used to make fun of Xerxes for being a bit of a Pharah one trick, but now flexing onto another role entirely here tonight, playing the Sigma and doing quite well so far.
Yeah, they are, and we saw some great use of accretion that last fight, able to pick off someone at the start of the fight, also using it to take out the immortality field as well.
Well, while we wait
Are
for
they
these
waiting
teams
for
to,
us?
I don't know. Let's see what they're doing.
Oh. Oops. I've just hit enter on Twitch.
Oh no. Well, anyways, while we wait for this to get ready, we are getting ready. Yeah. Never mind. I'll just let the caster do the job, and I was just gonna plug a couple things, but we're going to Volskaya.
We can plug Revolution. Follow us on Twitch at Revolution Overwatch. Though, as I say that, I realize you're already there, so you know, just open up your address bar. You can also join the Discord, which is linked either going to be in the chat or it's linked below. You can follow Revolution Overwatch on Twitch at _RevolutionOW. Yeah, make sure you. There you go. Thank you. Someone posted in the Discord chat. Someone posted the Discord in the Twitch chat, so it's right there. And I see it was.
In 3 minutes, you will hear this.
I'm just looking at that scoreboard and seeing 1-0 and Ilios going. Then I realized you just put that in as a placeholder.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual numbers were, so.
That's all right. We'll assume it was a 2-1. This is a very close match. No one can say otherwise. Oh, okay. Torbulance being teased on defense.
He's coming out with it. He's out of spawn. He is rolling out with it. Nzaf. Bringing out the Rhine Zarya as well. Like, this is not something I've really seen, but that's the beauty of watching Division 2. You know, when we're in the GM games earlier, everybody's playing the meta. That's what we see. But here, we get some variety. We get some fun. The Torb Sombra DPS duo in play.
Okay, I like what we're seeing here. I like weird. And you see the turret set up in the back, so just not going to get all the kills, but just enough to be a harassment, especially to the Pharah. Although there has been spotted at Malphas, able to take that down straight away. Plort is hacked in the back line. no punchy for you, mate.
Yes, they're gonna have to find a way to capitalize on these hacks coming in from Ashes Bay. Right now, a hesitant approach from the side of Dream Crushers. They are just biding their time at this front gate.
Malphas detests turrets, already 2 kills in that. That's the only kills in the match. You count the turret as a half a kill, that's 1 complete kill for the side of Dream Crushers so far. As Derpin gets in deep, swings the hammer, builds up a bit of ult charge, not able to get anything off. Enzaf again takes out the turret. Enzaf's turret taken out, and the first actual kill goes through for Enzaf onto Plorts. Just using that rivet gun to good effect.
Ooh,
The Malphas getting killed into Polo.
He goes deep and he gives his life for it at the end. They could res that if they can get that position, but he went in really deep. That's going to be a tough one to ask for. But Polo with a really long walk to get back into this fight.
We're going to see Malphas just jump over the top, concussion boost their way onto point. Sparkle Muffin using the Coalescence stall tactic. Ashes Bay gets a hack on the Viper as well, so I guess no main shield for the side of Dream Crushers. Okay, the Graviton Surge invested, a highly charged Zarya pumping in the damage as well. Yeah, ooh, the Immortality Field being up to keep the attacking team alive. Off the back of that, they're able to get 3 kills. This is the start they needed, and they will move on to point A. It looks like they will get the capture here.
Yeah, Helios just needed a little bit more coming out from that Graviton Surge. They kind of halfway commit to that fight once the ultimate is used. They don't go all in for it, and eventually when Alibaba unleashes that Gravitic Flux, they just get the fight turned back around on them. But luckily the defenders will have the ultimates in line to try and shut down this snowball. Crucially, the EMP for Ashes Bay should really shut down any hope this attack has.
And we'll see how offensively they use that EMP. Of course, it's not much use once the ultimates are already out, but if you can stop them using ults and then run over them with your own, or just run over them without using any more of your own ults, that would be the key to this fight, I feel. There you go, the EMP goes out, catches 4. The Pharmacy's not hit. Earthshatter invested as well. They're following up onto Viper with the Baptiste there. That Orisa's going to be very survivable. That's 2 ultimates and no kills. Nano boost onto Derpin as well. The Ant Matrix comes out for the attacking team, but they are forced to fall back in the face of a Molten Core. Barrage in the backline from Malphas gets 1, but the cleanup is there for the defenders. They will finally hold once Machine Eagle decides to die.
Enzaf and Xerxes really saved the day for Helios in this fight. A lot of ultimates committed for not a lot of gain initially, but the Molten Core and just that highly charged Zarya in the backline are able to turn it around for them, and they stave off the attack, but not for too long. Dream Crusher's going to be coming back with 3 ultimates in tow.
Yep, and so Cersei's going forward, building up a little bit of charge, and they see that thickness of that beam is just churning out the damage. The Coalescence as well, I've got an even bigger beam to Sparkle Muffin. The Graviton Surge is invested, catches Alibaba out. The Immortality Field not quite able to save their life there. I think it might have been blocked by a shield actually, and Cersei's going in very deep, trying to hunt down Plorts, is forced to fall back.
Okay, now this defense for Helios kind of coming alive on point B. They've settled into a rhythm here, but now they're going to be at a severe disadvantage when it comes to ults, and they've got to avoid overextending here. They're out very deep. The Dragons are going to deal with Xerxes and the rest of Helios just fleeing for their lives.
Oh, that Dragon catches 3. That was huge. Ashes Bay might be caught out here as well on the Junkrat. They get spotted. Oh, assassinates Machine Eagle.
That
what
could
a play.
save them. That could save them right here. He will fall, but he's done his job in the meantime.
Oh, Alibaba loses the Gravitic Flux, killed it in the middle of pulling it out. And what looked like a horrible start to this defensive fight for Helios has been clawed back mainly off the back of play by Ashes Bay.
Yeah, that's just so intelligent. They know that they have, lost any kind of conventional sense of that fight. They've got to do something to turn it around, and he gets the assassination onto probably the most important member of Dream Crushers turns that defense into a win, and now wholesale swaps coming in for the attackers. They've got very little in terms of ultimate charge. They're gonna try to match the Ryan Zarya here, but they've already lost Portis.
See where this tie gets done. Oh, there you go. Couple of great kills there. Plort's being resurrected, but unfortunately losing 2 straight after that means the resurrection kind of wasted. Dream Crushers need to fall back again.
Helios only has to use 1 ultimate to win that fight. They're going to come into the next one with a grab and so much else to follow up on top of it. And just an excellent showing. They keep up the aggression. They're pushing all the way towards spawn right now.
And they did this before, just bought them a little time, but remember, that's what caught them out the first time. That dragon coming through was the cause of their almost downfall. They are able to get away this time, though, perhaps by playing a little more cautious. Oh! Plort's on the Widowmaker now, coming around the side.
They need to fight this. They're going to have to now. They're committing the ultimates to this fight. They will be able to save it. Once they lost the Batiste, they decide to just go all in. They know they have the payload and the firepower to do it.
Not a terrible plan. Only needing 2 ultimates really to finish that off. They've still got the supercharger. As I said, Xerxes goes down. Traded out for Malphas. The resurrection, I'm not sure if Machine Eagle can see. Oh, yeah, okay, you can Guardian Angel up. Oh, okay, so 26 seconds left on the clock.
And Ashes Bay is completely out of this fight right now, taking the duel with Portis at the attacker's spawn, and the rest of the fight going down on point, but the supercharger for Helios DM making their their attacks very powerful right now.
Oh, Malphas over the top with a barrage, nullifying any advantage supercharger provided. Ant Matrix not going to help you if you're all caught behind it, getting barrage over the top. Oh, Derping caught. Killed by Viper as well. Actually killed by Alibaba, who's pumping out the damage here. 3 kills in this fight for that Zarya player. And then we've got Enzaf on the Tracer now, just harassing, trying to stop any progress. Oh, Wrecking Ball trying to fight gravity, not really get anything done. Viper with the Earth Shatter as well, knocks down Derp. The Roadhog not even going to make it to the point. Enzaf surviving quite a while, just burning time off. We are in overtime though, so honestly this stall. Oh, Machine Eagle going down. Helios could be back in this.
Sparkle Muffin has the coalescence as well. They've gotten
Polo
Portis
getting
now.
Plorts.
This is doable.
Spin this is winnable. Polo's down. Oh, Xerxes going low. The Wrecking Ball's back out. Enzaf on the Tracer as well. Derpin on the Reinhardt. This stall's going really well. The kills, though, going the way of Dream Crushers. They will finish off in overtime.
Okay, a momentary lapse there for Dream Crushers at the very end. They almost lose it out, but they finish out the map. But still, Helios finishing with time, down to 0. You're going to be pretty happy with that as the defenders, especially considering you're already up 2-0 in this series. If you can finish this map with some time remaining, you've got a very good shot of taking the 3-0 right now.
And speaking of going up 3-0, make sure you scroll down from the Twitch video. I know it's okay. It puts it in that little box. You're not going to miss any of the action. Make sure you scroll down and vote for your MVP. We'll tally the. Well, I won't tally the votes. Twitch will tally the votes, and we'll reveal who the viewers think is their MVP at the end of the match. In any case, time to assemble your heroes.
Indeed, it will be, and now it's going to be the kind of a standard look, or more standard look here on the defense. No Ryan Zarya for the side of Dream Crushers, but Portis will be sticking with this Ashe that we saw a little bit of on their attack. And
Another defensive Ashe, yeah.
The defensive Ashe is a solid showing. I usually don't see defensive Ashe when you've also got the Pharah in play, because those are 2 DPS heroes that really, really benefit from having the Mercy there for the pocket. It gives the Ashe the opportunity to one-shot those squishy targets with a damage boosted headshots, and we all know how potent the Pharah Mercy duo is.
As we see, Enzaf starting out in the Widowmaker here. Looks like they're going to keep on it. They're going to put the pressure onto Malphas and Machine Eagle. Oh, the dynamite goes in. Doesn't get much. It's a grapple shot trying to take out Plortz. And, oh, okay, it looks like Helios has wrapped around onto the point. Going to force Dream Crushers to come to them here. and it's working out really well. 2 kills already onto the defending team. Florts is resurrected, but Malphas and Viper going down as well. It doesn't look good for Dream Crushers here.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think that's just a little bit too passive coming out from the defenders there. Dream Crushers, they lay back, they give up the choke point pretty easily. It lets Ash's Bay just kind of flank around to the right-hand side, get a beautiful angle for the ensuing fight, and they just give up a little bit too much ground for free in my mind, and it costs them point A.
Yep, and we're seeing Helios strolling on point E. They only have the Coalescence, and then probably have an Earthshatter as well. So see if they can make that work for them. Xerxes in the bubble gets smacked back by the fist of Malphas, who dies straight away to Derpin. No one touches my coat, my off tank, says Derpin. So Derp. Florts is resurrected on the high ground, but the kills all going the way of Helios. Dream Crushers not really putting out much of a defense at all here on Volskaya.
No, as soon as Malphas is dealt with, I don't think anybody else even gonna make it to the point to contest here. Indeed, they won't, and that is just a blazing attack round. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remain for Helios DM, and now they need just a single tick on point A to close out Volskaya to take the 3-0 lead in this series.
Well, I'm looking forward to the heroic hold from Dream Crushers here. I want this series to keep going. All 7 maps. Actually, it's not going to finish here, is it? It's only going to be 3-0 Helios win. Yes, Volskaya.
Yes. We'll still have one more map at the very least, no matter what happens here on Volskaya. Very likely to be headed in Helios's direction. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. That is a tall ask for Dream Crushers at this point. They've got to be pretty much perfect, and they're gonna try to go with the Bastion here. I think it's probably your best bet when you want to pull out the full stop, but still, this is just nearly impossible.
Yep, you've got to go all in. You've only got 1 tick, and so the question will be for Helios: do you bide your time and wait for your ultimates to come up, or if you see that Dream Crushers is running the bunker, do you force the fight on the point? I mean, if you're defending, you have to be, if you're attacking, you can force I don't know where I'm going with this. So as a defense, you have to make sure that you don't give away that single tick. It's okay in some cases when you're got the full, defending the full point, but only 33%, one slight misstep could spell the death knell for this map.
Okay, Portis already finding a kill early on, takes down Xerxes Polo as well. So the first attack not going so well for the side of Helios, but they'll back off, they'll regroup without too much trouble.
Enzaf going on a big flank here, looking to get behind the shields for the bunker. See if they can pick off maybe the Mercy in the back line.
And now Ash's Bay also on the oh my gosh, Sombra right here.
Oh, this could be... Oh, wow. Great combination. Kaor going down straight away. The resurrection is available. And Plutz also picks off Sparkle Muffins. But, as I say, that Helios pressuring the point, it does force some members of the defense to drop down. And Derp charges off the side, I think. Xerxes killed as well, but they have displaced the bunker for now.
They have, but it's not going to wind up getting them really much progress at all. They're trying to keep this attack going for the time being, but they'll just have to back off eventually.
The Machine Eagle went down. Oh, and Ash's Bay is going back looking for the Mercy at spawn. Oh, Helios playing this very smartly here. Only a couple of members left. So only 5 members left here, and Ash's Bay, yes, managed to 1v1 Machine Eagle. There's still no mercy for the attacking team. Defending team, sorry.
That is brutal, and now who's going to be on the point? It's just the Mei to try and buy the time, hoping for this Bastion to get killed.
It's working.
Matrix.
KO with the kills there. Wow. Oh, Enzaf assassinates Plords.
And now he's got Viper in his sights as well, looking for the Orisa. Will be able to hunt down the main tank, gets another for his troubles as well. Not falling just yet. Malphas dies as well, and it's all falling apart.
Yes, only Alibaba here to contest. Unfortunately, Malphas dying with the Blizzard as well, not even able to invest that. Helios will take Volskaya and go to match point.
Inzaf just catches them all pretty much looking the other direction, assassinates the Bastion, and moves through the rest of the team like a hot knife through butter. And with that, Helios DM take the 3-0 lead. They give themselves match and tournament point here.
That they do. Dream Crushers will have to pull out all the stops here on the next map if they want to avoid their own dreams being crushed.
Man, that Ashy play there, that was sick.
That was yeah. That was just that was really intelligent play going in and finding the Mercy in the back line, denying the ability for that healer to get back in the fight, setting up the 6v5 that eventually goes in their favor, and securing Helios.
And Sombra definitely the right hero. You want to do that as well. You can always translocate straight back to the point. You don't necessarily need to stagger the Mercy twice. Just once is enough. That's what 20 to 30 seconds out of the fight for your main healer. No res available as well. As you said, heads up play from Ashes Bay right there.
Yeah, and a little bit unfortunate for Dream Crushers, but something that they probably should have been aware of in that instance. All that can be solved by just having someone there to go and ferry the Mercy back into the fight to provide a little bit of protection. But hindsight 2020, they don't think of it in the moment, and it comes back to bite them. Now they've got to pull off the reverse sweep if they want to come away with the victory here tonight.
As we go to Hollywood will be our hybrid map. I have no comment on Hollywood. The stats are fairly limited. Both teams have won Hollywood.
Yeah, and we could see a Bastion defense again. It worked reasonably well for Dream Crushers there on Volskaya, at least the second time around, or the only time that they tried it. But that's definitely viable here on Hollywood. So we'll see if they want to go that approach, but they'll be on the attack first, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, we will. So no changes from either sides here. Viper staying in for this map. As the teams assemble their heroes, so Dream Crushers, I mean, if we do see the bunker, what do you want to see Dream Crushers play? Based on what we've seen, they can play.
Based on what we've seen, they can play. It's a little bit hard for me to say. We've been a little bit limited so far here tonight, but I like the approach that we saw in our last series. When you see that bunker, go to the long range kind of pokey compositions, break out the Hanzo, break out the Pharah, perhaps. Just try and lay in damage from afar, from a safe distance, until you find an opening pickoff. It doesn't look like that's even going to be necessary at all. No bunker, really, from the defense. They've got the Orisa, yes, but they've got Xerxes back on his Pharah. This is what I love to see. This is what I know this man for, is his exceptional Pharah, and I'm excited that we're getting to see it.
Oh, so Ash's Bay switching across onto the off tank. Interesting choice. Okay. That's the advantage of flexible players, I suppose. You can mix up the roles where required.
Yeah, I mean, this tells me that perhaps they're probably not even going to play anything other than the Pharah, at least for Xerxes. He's a specialist in that regard, so I expect to see him all the way through. Already, they're just shutting down the approach of Dream Crushers. They can't even get towards the choke with that Bastion.
They can't even get back to their own spawn either. The Alpha Alibaba cut down outside. Oh, okay. Pharah of their own now. Malphas looking to contest in the air.
And Portis on the Widowmaker. They really want to put a lot of resources into shutting down Xerxes, but that is easier said than done.
Indeed it is. Oh, we see rockets coming in, just spamming down the shields. Viper, okay, it was already on the Reinhardt. Yep. Oh. Oh, Machine Eagle taking a hit there, forced to retreat, just be healed up. A very quick dragon coming through from Enzaf on the defense as well, splits up the attacking team. And off the back of that, they're able to pick off both the tanks. Dream Crusher's attack stalled yet again, even with Xerxes going down, sorry.
I'm gonna
Not
replay
prolonged.
Xerxes' death.
You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. But, you know, he gets brought back right into the fight. And, you know, they use just one ultimate in that fight. And Enzaf already up to over 50% on his next Dragon Strike.
Bloody hell. This Hanzo knows no bounds. Hitting arrows left, right, and center here. There you go, the barrage from Xerxes. Takes out one, gets cut down in return. I'm not sure Sparkle will even get away after trying to res that.
Yeah, and that is a bit bold there from Xerxes. Leaves his Mercy kind of hanging there at the tail end of that.
But we see tanks traded out on both sides. They're both the windows out. The Dragons on Malphas with an even better barrage. Takes out two, survives. Oh no, doesn't survive. Okay, the barrage gets kills after the fact. And Dream Crushers will capture point A.
Indeed they will. They punish the hubris there from Xerxes going in way too deep on the barrage, and they will be able to correct through point A, get this payload moving, and give themselves a shot here. The swap over to this Orisa Hog tank duo has worked out quite nicely for them. We'll see if they can hook up for some nice combos of their own. Already Malphas out of the fight though.
Ashes Bay doesn't need to be on a DPS to be dishing out the damage. And there's a very close hold here. The barriers, though, being melted down for the defending team. Here the hook come out. Oh, the Gravitic Flux comes out, picks up 3 members. Viper's able to escape, but unfortunately Malphas, the Pharah, gets caught in it, slapped down to the ground. The ground, not exactly where you want to be as Pharah. I guess the floor, playing the floor is lava. Touch the floor, and yeah, the lava got you. Machine Eagle going down as well will signal the end of this push for now.
Okay, they do get a nice little pick towards the tail end of that fight onto Xerxes once again. The
res! Oh, Flort denying the res! Oh, I thought they were going to sneak that one in, but in the end they were able to Pharmacy completely down. The Dragon coming through kills Malphas, but the Resurrection will be there. The defense will have to fall back.
Ashes Bay buys a little bit of time on the cart, but the rest of the team just have to tuck tail and run back towards spawn, regroup for this next fight as the pressure continuing to come out here from Dream Crushers. They need to move quickly through this streets phase. They want to be able to finish out this match, give themselves a shot at bringing this series back, and that's a good start here.
Yes, it is.
Xerxes' death is going
going...
to get replayed again.
Xerxes not going down too far forward this time, though. The Resurrection is there. He is able to get away with that. Polo ends up chiming in with kills as well. The two Amp Matrices coming out, but it definitely coming out the better for Enzaf.
Yeah, unfortunately, there, you know, the Matrix coming out for the attackers is just far enough back that they kind of have to push forward past it, especially Alibaga unleashing that whole hog. He goes a little too far forward. He can't heal himself up and just gets melted immediately.
I think they're still waiting on the Resurrection. Oh, no, Resurrection comes out. Malphas will be brought straight back into the fight. Oh, Enzaf going very low though, able to get healed up. Sparkle Muffin there with the healing beam. All the Caduceus stuff. And the supercharger out now for the defending team. Oh, Sparkle Muffin hooked and killed Alibaba. A great kill there. Plortz also gets Xerxes. That's the entire pharmacy out of the battle. Enzaf going down as well. Plortz on fire. Kills Enzaf as well. And now uncontested on the high ground. The defense has nothing to contest Plortz for the moment.
Yeah, but they're managing to stop the payload in its tracks. Really no progress coming in all this time for the Dream Crushers. They're winning the fight, but they aren't getting the progress, and finally it's going to come through.
Another headshot on the Sparkle Muffin. Plortz doing great work here. Definitely the deciding factor on this second point of Hollywood as Alibaba finishes off Derp. The cart will push through, and I'm not sure that Helios will be able to recontest.
No, and I think smartly they won't really try it here. That could have led to some nasty staggers, and still they do get all forward spawns, so they're going to be in position to try and retake this cart pretty quickly.
Xerxes has spotted where Plortz is throwing some long-range rock to the map. Getting a bit of damage done, but not quite. Oh, almost able to finish it off, but Machine Eagle will help out there. The Ant Matrix comes out on the cart for the defending team. A bit advanced. Alibaba with the whole hog, just trying to poke around the corner. Immortality Field keeping the defense alive. Xerxes finally come out with a big barrage. Malphas with one of their own, but it's not enough. Enzaf will finish them off. Polo getting in the action as well. The defense will hold here at the start of point C.
They absolutely will, and now Malphas off of the Pharah now just wanted to unleash that barrage, go for some kills. Doesn't quite happen, so they'll swap over to the Hanzo, trying to push through this final checkpoint. Puts even more pressure on Xerxes. He's going to have a lot of people hunting for his head.
And Xerxes opting to stay on the Pharah here, on the inside bit of point C. I mean, I guess we're not so worried about Malphas on that Hanzo anymore. Sorry, not so worried about Plorts on the Hanzo anymore. Moved over onto the Ashe, as Ash's Pay managed to get an accretion onto Kaori? Kaor? I should have looked that up. Oh, that's a great aggression from the defense here. Another attack stalled.
They just completely shove them back towards spawn, and now we're down to 40 seconds remaining for the Dream Crushers as they try to keep their tournament lives alive here. They've got to make a little bit more progress, I would have to think, if they want to win Hollywood. But, you know, still already on point C. They're going to have one last chance to do it.
They will, but they will be running into a massive ultimates from the defending team here. Xerxes almost at that barrage as well. At Matrix come out from both teams, a supercharger, doubly supercharged, firing going through the At Matrix. We see, okay, Alibaba flanking around the side, able to get a stun onto Ash's Bay, get them low, and actually finish off the kill. Dream Crushers coming out with all the kills in this fight. Pharmacy still hiding on the cart, but Bob finishes off 3. Good job, Bob.
Bob most certainly did something there. Ports has been phenomenal, and Bob just an extension of that here on point C as they get into this overtime push. They can't step off the cart for a second, but they're going to have the supercharger ready to go.
The Valkyrie invested at the start of this fight. Overtime is on the clock, so Dream Crushers cannot leave the cart. They want... Oh, Xerxes uses the doorway as cover, but unfortunately is cut down by Malphas in the middle of the barrage. The Resurrection is there. The Gravitic Flux as well from the defending team. Slaps Alibaba down. That's the Sigma out of the fight. Malphas going down as well. Plort's able to pick off Xerxes, so it's an all-out brawl in this cart. It's not going anywhere. The Ant Matrix comes out from Kaor. But the defense, Helios doing a great job of keeping the cart contained, and they will have the advantage as their spawns come back. Enzaf on the Hanzo, cuts down 2 members, finishes off Plorts as well, and Alibaba on the Wrecking Ball will be halted here, 65 meters into point C.
So not bad progress for Dream Crushers. They do eventually get the payload pretty much to the doorstep here of point C, but not quite able to finish it off at the end. And now an opportunity for Helios to just finish the series here and now. Basically a little bit shy of finishing the map will give them the victory.
Yep, and we saw Plorts unleashing their inner Bob all over that map. We saw the fantastic Widowmaker play on the first 2 points. So we like to see what they roll out here, whether they choose to stick on the Ashe or they maybe go the Widowmaker on the first point. It'll be interesting to note.
No, and still the possibility of the Bastion here. On the defense, it would make a lot of sense considering what we've seen already from the side of the Dream Crushers, and indeed that looks like what it's going to be. Plorts back over to everybody's favorite turret, and interestingly, Malphas with the Symmetra, at least for the time being, looks to be coming out spawn with it. Should give them a little bit more mobility if they want to try and play the style where you kind of swap between these 2 opposite high grounds. That gives you a way to really be dynamic with the bunker setup.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Helios roll out on a version of this composition they're currently sitting on. They have run dive against bunker compositions before. So in Enzaf on the Genji, and I believe that would mean Ash's Bay is usually Sombra, but maybe with the Xerxes and Ash's Bay swapping roles, they're going to modify it. A little bit of dive, a little bit of not. Interesting composition from the attacking team.
Yeah, that's one way to see it right now. The Genji, an interesting pick here. Once kind of a classical counter to the Bastion, having a little bit of a harder time in that matchup as of late. But we'll see what Inzaf can get done right now. Already the tanks or the tank Derp and wrapping around the backside, trying to draw the attention of the Bastion at least.
Ashes Bay as well. Plorts was turned around shooting the Bastion, and just a lot of spam here. They're working on breaking down the shields, looking for an opportunity where there's no shield. Oh, a great sleep on the Plorts. The shields are back up though. Just a war of attrition here. And Plorts gets the first kill. Ashes Bay. That's the wrecking ball out of the fight. Enzaf goes deep. Oh, gets halted back onto the cafe. That's smart play from Derp there. And they're able to finish. The turret is able to finish off Enzaf. So really good play from the Dream Crushers here.
Yeah, and right now this composition from Helios is a strange way to do it. They get the boop, but Xerxes dies in the meantime. They'll be right back up there immediately, ready to go. But right now they're just halfway between kind of a divey composition and a poke composition, with Xerxes on the Pharah, with the Orisa still in play. Ashes Bay tries to launch into the middle of them again, unsuccessfly.
Gets a few members off the back, but unfortunately Plorts is just steadfast there on that Bastion. And I feel like Helios is probably waiting for Enzaf to build up that Dragon Blade, but they're still only at 60%, halfway into this attack.
Exactly. I mean, and there's a reason we don't really see the Genji in this setup right now. They do finally get ports. Will the res be there? They gotta try and deny it. And Xerxes there with the barrage.
Yeah, the barrage on the top. Ashes Bay doing great work. Ends up getting in there as well. We saw a great combination of the halt to pull a few members outside the front, and then when they reset, Ashes Bay came through and knocked them out of the cafe again.
There we go. That's what they were trying to set up this entire time. Get a couple members off of that high ground with those, CC displacement abilities, and then the dive is capable of coming in. Excellently set up by the side of Helios there, and now they're trying to continue to keep up this aggression. Xerxes looking for some pot shots right now, as he's already building up to yet another ult.
Xerxes has seen Plorts' change onto Widowmaker, immediately going after that hero with those long-range rockets. As Ashes Bay setting up with the minefield on top.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Lays it in the middle of the street. Enzaf as well has the Dragon Blade, jumps into the backline. Unfortunately, on the cart, the kills all going the way of Dream Crushers.
Okay, I have to imagine Ashes Bay is going to be making a swap here. Inzaf probably going to stick around to use the Dragon Blade, but the Wrecking Ball probably done for at this point. Yes, the Sigma now in play for Helios. They almost get the halt there onto Ports, but not able to follow up. Asleep onto the Batiste. Not going to be ultimately of any consequence, but, fun to watch.
A little bit of BM from Alibaba on a teammate there as the Gravitic Flux is invested. Oh, slept out of the Gravitic Flux. Great players. Enzaf with the Dragon Blade as well. Casts down the Immortality Field and uses that to take down Machine Eagle as well. The kill's definitely going the way of Helios in this fight. The barrage over the top as well. I'm not sure if he needed it, but you know what? Might as well.
Definitely
and that's a solid fight win.
He definitely didn't need it, but they do come away with the fight win. Still, though, that could be vital, especially as you've got Dream Crushers pushing out of these narrow choke points. Barrage, exactly what you would want to shut that down. So Helios going to have to find another way to do it here so far. So good on Hollywood as they're trying to finish off this series.
The ults to the advantage of the defenders here. We see Valkyries on both sides, but the Supercharger plus the healing from Mercy might prove to be too much. As I said, that Polo goes down, but is immediately resurrected. No resurrection available for the attacking team, as Xerxes actually being 2v1'd around the side on Ashe of all things. Enzaf is able to kill Plort, so no Ashes on the field, which sadly means no Bob for the moment. Oh, a great Immortality Field from Kaor, able to keep a few Biotic Grenadier members of the team alive, but unfortunately, it's killed, and the rest of the team is killed as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good Immortality Field, but it was just a better Biotic Grenade from Polo, justifying the res completely there in that fight, as he really shuts down any hopes Dream Crushers had of stopping them short of point B. And now the hold is going to have to come here and now. Not very far to go for Helios DM to close out the series.
I will see the dynamite thrown in over the top. Doesn't really get anyone. Another great body grenade hits 2. The immortality field forced out and immediately sliced down by Enzaf. But then slices 2 KO. Oh, well, 3K off the back of that. Combines with just punches Viper as well. Great use of the dragon. Great use of the nanoblade, sorry, from Helios. As they march onto the golden box of victory. I don't know.
Nope, no
if
one's getting
Dreamcatchers
there.
can make it back. This will be the championship right here. Helios DM finishing the double for the Helios organization. Well done. That's a smooth 4-0 win in the Division 2.
I have a feeling I know what this one's going to be. The blade from Inzaf towards the tail end of this match to seal the deal, to secure the championship for Helios DM. Takes him a second to get going here, misses a few swipes, but once he finds the targets, they are dead in an instant. Wraps up the 5K towards the tail end of this. We don't get to see the kill on McCree, but excellent play from Inzaf, from the rest of Helios DM, and they come away with the big win here tonight.
Yeah, fantastic work from Helios DM. They are, I'll say, fair on dominated across all the maps we saw. Can only imagine how the control map went. But yeah, unfortunately, Dream Crushers, well, the name of it was unfortunately applied to themselves this match. The sun definitely shining on Helios today. Great work from, multiple team members of that team as well.
Was that a pun you tried to make?
It was a good one.
It was. It really was. That was solid.
It took me a
right
second.
there.
My brain was like slowly turning. I'm like, oh wait a minute, that was a pun.
So yeah, we want to talk about the actually chat. Make sure you're voting for your MVP while we talk about we lather praise on this team. And we saw, Xerxes with a great starting out on the off tank, but the transition to Pharah was phenomenal, doing great work on that hero.
Yeah, to me though, he was at his best playing the Zarya on Volskaya. Just really dominated that map in particular, and it's cool to see, some of that positional flexibility coming out from Helios. They get to flex around a little bit here tonight and show off their versatility, their flexibility, all the heroes that they can play, and they come away with a well-earned victory. And right now, Xerxes is getting a lot of love for his performance here tonight, really popping off in that MVP poll. We've got a few minutes before that one's finalized, but still, everything going the direction of Helios DM so far. Or no, not so far. Everything going their direction entirely. They come away with a 4-0. Past tense.
Yeah, great work from Ashes Bay. Just showing they're doing really solidly on DPS, but showing they have the flexibility there. They can move on to the off tank and still put in a lot of work. And
yeah, that wrecking ball was quite good towards the first part here on Hollywood. It really opened things up for Helios to crack through on point A, and a really excellent showing all around for our Division 2 champions.
Is anyone else seeing the MVP vote on Twitch? Because I'm still seeing the last match. We may have to nominate an MVP ourselves.
Well,
It's down below. I
give
see
it a
it.
little bit of
Sparkle
time.
Muffin, Xerxes.
Okay. I
Yeah, I
still
can
see
see
the
it.
results from the match ball. Anyway, sorry, you guys have got this handled.
No.
Yeah, Enzaf doing and even though that first push took a while, it came together in the end. We saw what they were trying to do, and once that coalesced, that was not intended. They were able to get that easy cap on point A, and essentially from there, they didn't really stop on Hollywood. So fantastic work from them.
And that's how it seemed to kind of go for most of the night for Helios. A little bit of momentum was all it took for them to really just kind of run away with it. And in the end, they kind of run away with the series as a whole, coming away with a really impressive 4-0 victory to round out what has been a fantastic season for them so far. They were first in the regular season, now come away with the finals victory as well. So big congrats to them for a fantastic year.
Yep. On the Dream Crusher side, I mean, we saw some great play out from Plort's in particular on the hit scan. We saw a fantastic Widow, a fantastic Ashe. We even saw a fantastic Bob as well, getting that 3K near the end of their push. Always enjoy seeing Bob get kills. Not, sometimes he comes out and he just gets shielded off, but that was nice to see him do something, as he is generally instructed to do.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, I mean, this was a really fun series to come in. We came in halfway through, and it's been a fantastic night of Overwatch. Even though we come away with 2 4-0s at the end of the day, not what we were probably hoping for at the beginning of the night, but still, I was very impressed with all the teams we saw tonight, and they put on a fantastic show.
Indeed, we did. So who's winning that MVP poll now?
It looks like Xerxes and NZF are neck and neck right now, which honestly I don't know when this poll even ends. It's not even showing me right now. Maybe it's bugged or something. So I think we should just pull those two in.
Keeps going. Yeah, pull whoever wants in. Honestly,
let's get NZF and Xerxes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I do have to take a leave at this point, so I'm gonna leave you guys to handle the interview. But it's been a pleasure casting with you, Temporo.
Thanks for coming along. Great to.
Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
Plug yourself.
Yeah, that.
Follow me on Twitter at ShyGuyOW. You can find anything and everything that I do, casting, writing about Overwatch, all sorts of esports goodness. So that's really all I have to plug. But thanks everybody for watching. It's been a pleasure. These games were a lot of fun to cast, and I can't wait for next season.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Shy Guy, and it's always been great casting with you or producing with you in the past, and it's always a pleasure doing it now and hopefully into the future.
All right. Talk to you soon, boys. Have a good night, everybody.
He's not saying good night to you in the audience, though, so please stick around for our interview as we bring Enzaf and Xerxes in. Xerxes?
Yeah.
I should have looked that up before the match.
You gotta watch 300. It's a great movie.
Oh, it was a while ago, and he was the bad guy. It was just generic bad guy.
Generic? He was a god king.
Well, you certainly proved to be the God King of Farah today, even though Plorts did get your number a bit on the almost on Hollywood. You certainly came back, and also on the Zarya as well. So I think that means you were the MVP. Yes, you look like you've taken out the MVP vote as well. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Is that
Farah is
how I got it.
Is that a bigger accolade than winning the series, being MVP?
Nah, I get it all the time.
Xerxes is obviously very extremely humble, so it's just that, unfortunately.
Okay, so yeah, a really great win for you guys. How are you feeling right now? Has it sunk in yet?
No, it hasn't. Feels good. I mean, I'm part of a LSG as well, and a lot of the players on this team now are playing with me there, and we won our tournament over there as well. So, the double go is nice. Yeah. Enzaf came here and really took the bull by the horn, started riding one-handed and everything.
Yeah, great Genji play, particular I noticed.
I'm just BMing the entire time.
Not very nice, Enz.
I'm playing fucking Soldier, playing Torb, dude. Whatever.
That's why we don't unleash Enzaf often.
Was there any particular strats you were looking to bring in today versus Dream Crush? Sorry, I'll ask that again. Was there anything you're looking out for from Dream Crushers that you wanted to make sure you accounted for in today's match?
We didn't really study them at all. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, jeez. There you go. So you just play your own match, and
yeah, dude.
That's what works for you.
We don't even scrim. We just go in. We just.
These are your scrims.
It's because I'm a bad captain.
Scrim.
So how has the transition been so far with LSG? I hear only positive things so far.
It's really good. I mean, we have so many people at LSG, and that's what this game is about, is playing with friends, and the more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like I equate LSG to like early Nevermore, whenever we were all really close friends and we had a decent sized community, but everybody knew everybody, and it was still a good atmosphere to play with a ton of people in.
Yeah. I became friends with them because I was BMing them, making memes. You know, I like making memes, Soldier.
No way.
No way.
Yes,
right.
Xerxes graces us with his excellent original memes in our Revo mail all the time, and we
Why do you
really
send
appreciate
them
them because he DMs us, the admins. So
Why do you send them through fucking?
Because I love you. Helios DM and Chroma have been part of Revolution for a long time, ever since it was what shall not.
actually, small history. Nevermore, whenever we were really young, we actually created teams instead of just inviting teams to our community and to the tournament, and we created Helios DM back in the day. Actually, kind of spawned from another team, but it was created in Nevermore type of deal. So they've been around for a
So-
very, very long time.
Are you claiming responsibility for this win today?
Sure,
I
absolutely.
100% give Soldier this one. You know,
I'm the real MVP here.
that's right.
Dude, big bug.
Big brain does a lot. That's Soldier. How's that desk coming out, bro? That was looking very nice.
I have not actually touched it since. I need to get back
Oh.
on it. I got a little upset that I fucked up my my resin pour. So I gotta get back into it, and I tried to do my resin pour all at once, and if anybody knows anything about it, it doesn't really work because you have to do in small increments, and unfortunately, I started pouring out the bottom was one problem, and two, doing that large of a pour, it can start cracking, and more air bubbles are likely to get trapped. So, kind of screwed that up. But I'll get back into it, and I'll post pictures. It's gonna look pretty fucking awesome when it does come.
It'll be awesome, dude. I love seeing. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. You know, I know it was a little late reschedule, but had a wedding to go to yesterday. Appreciate DC for accommodating. Because
Yeah, that was awesome.
you know,
of
Helios
DC. Thank
DM
you.
isn't quite the same without me.
Shut
Well,
the fuck up.
You want to tell everybody where they can find you at? Obviously, LSG. You want to plug that on stream and maybe put
Yeah,
that
we
in
do
chat?
pugs a lot. LSG, we have a Discord. Crunch posted a good amount of time. We're starting a 4K team soon, so hopefully we'll be able to go into Revo next season. Not saying anything for sure, but we'll have a squad in each division. I hope, and maybe next season we'll take all. So we shout out to Chroma. They won last night. Huge game.
Oh, what a match! I mean, that was something else. Actually, I think that match was the same length as these three combined.
I
yeah,
think
that'd
it
be
was.
crazy.
Yeah, we finished in an hour and a half from now. So
Yeah, that was a little insane. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was watching on my phone till it died at the hotel, and I didn't have a charger with me, so I just had a dead phone the whole.
Hey, you gotta pay attention to the wedding. That's all.
Yeah, I don't remember it that well.
I wonder why.
I drink a lot of water.
I'm
Obviously.
noticing a common trend, dude.
The-
Teams only beat us whenever I'm not there, dude.
That's right, dude. It's because you're mini Xerxes.
Yeah, dude. Fucking just vibing.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and as always, for our teams putting on a great show for us, especially Helios DM pulling out the 4-0 here against Dream Crushers. So that's pretty awesome. Some of the maps were pretty close. Volsky and Hollywood are close. I don't know what happened to Ilios, anyways. We weren't there for that map. What was the outcome of that? Besides that, you won.
It was 2-1. Played Soldier.
No one cares about you, Enzap. We're talking about the overall map.
I mean, it was 2-1.
Okay, so it wasn't
Yeah,
terribly
they brought it
lopsided.
back in the second round, and then I got booped a bunch actually. It was quite sad. And then the third map, you can't really get booped, so punished.
That's awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and hopefully we'll see you guys around for season 3 or season 5,
Third
depending
time's
on
a charm.
just depending on what community you come from. So thank you for
Just here to
joining
play.
us. We'll see you
Thank
around
you.
for next season.
No problem, dude. See ya.
All right, Mr.
So
Temporal.
what's next for Revolution?
Well, there's going to be a little bit of a break. These seasons in these tournaments are very not demanding, but consistent, and take a lot of effort and time to continuously run. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We don't have a timeline quite yet. Probably at least a few weeks. I mean, get through Christmas, probably minimum, because I'm not starting anything weeks before Christmas. That'd be stupid. So if anything does come around, it'd probably be January at latest, probably February. We'd start another season, is my guess. So
Cool. So yeah, if people want to find out about that, they can follow on the Discord if there's any ad hoc streams going on. Of course, join the Twitch. It's not join the Twitch. I've got that the wrong around. Follow on Twitch if you want to see any ad hoc streams that may happen. Follow on Twitter at twitter.com/_revolutionow. Follow on Discord. The link is in the probably on Twitter, and it's definitely in the Twitch chat right now. I guess to wrap up, we've had 2 days of fantastic Overwatch action. In an order, we saw Torbulance actually boosted to take the GM division. Division 1, Chocobros beat Freaks and Beaks. Division 2, we just saw Helios DM, too much for Dream Crushers. And to finish off the double for the Helios/LSG organization, Chroma took out TG Virus in the Division 3 finals. Off the back of that, where did my thing go there? So yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to the Revolution staff for putting everything together over the course of this long, consistent season, as you pointed out. Thanks to all the media team as well for allowing me the opportunity to be here. Thanks to Tony, Shy Guy, and Brax for casting with me for these finals. Thanks to Sunmilk and Soldier in particular for all their producing on the grand finals. And most importantly, thank you to all the players in each division. You guys are the stars of the show. You are the reason we come in and watch and cast and yell and scream about these matches every week. Without you, we'd have an org, but nothing to do. So thank you all, and unless Soldier has anyone you want to shout out, good night.
I do want to shout out. I want to shout out Temporal. You want to tell them where to find you at least? I mean, I didn't think you put your Twitter or Twitch on there.
I have a Twitter. It's temp0rel spelt out. It's just in phonetically. TEMPZERORAL.
Zed. That's a very
Z, because I can speak properly.
All right, man. I thank you very much for doing such an awesome job for us for the past 2 days here for
No
our
props.
finals. Yeah, you're an awesome caster, and everybody's awesome in this community, and minus the few instances of blatant BM that we do have to handle. But overall, every team is awesome here. We love everybody, and just want to. Temporal did it all for me already. He shouted about said the admin team, the players, the staff, the media team. All thank you very much. We couldn't do any of this without all of you. Yeah, that's all. Anyways, everybody have a good night, and we'll just keep an eye on Discord and possibly even stream. We'll come out and be like, hey, here's some stuff that you should know for season 3 at some point in time. Anyways, I guess everybody have a good night.